things are resolved, maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault, don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Shenandoah University broadcast here in beautiful Winchester, Virginia. Cooling off a little bit as we entered the winter season, but welcome nonetheless. My name is Avery Giesman, and joining me on the desk tonight is none other than Ben Kincaid. And if you'll notice, it's a little bit of a party here in the arena tonight. We got the streamers on the desk, we got the streamers on the TVs in the back. It's nothing but fun here because we are in playoff season, Ben. Talk to us about the season of fun that we are in right now.
I mean, this is it, right? This is where everything gets really real, right? It was real before, right? Trying to qualify for playoffs, but now we're in it. You lose, you're done for the rest of the year. So it is very high intensity, high gameplay, a lot of talent as well coming through from a lot of these teams, a lot of our players as well, starting to step up, show up in really big moments, and it's made for one crazy ride thus far.
Without a doubt, Ben. I mean, it's so exciting that so many of our teams are able to qualify for this position in playoffs, whether it be in NACE, whether it be in NECC. Mm-hmm. You know, our varsity teams have had the opportunity to compete in multiple leagues in a lot of cases, but even in the case of our Academy Smash team, only competing in one league and still making it to that playoff phase. So, like you said, Ben, a lot of talent over here on the side of Shenandoah, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do. But speaking of that talent, Ben, let's go right to the talent with an interview with none other than Griffin Mango, the captain of the Rocket League team.
Thanks, guys. I'm here joined by Mango himself, and I have to ask, playoffs are here, right? This is about as intense as it gets. This is what you've been working for all season long. How does it feel to finally be here?
I mean, it's a pleasure. We kind of hoped we would be here. We had some really good tough matches in the season, some good outcomes that went our way, looking to make a little playoff run.
Amen. Yeah. Now, I'm curious, you mentioned, it's been an interesting season, right? This team has certainly been through a lot. What can we sort of expect to see today? What have you guys learned over the course of the year?
Well, something that we really want to very focus on is staying kind of off of each other, just spread out on the field a little bit. It gives us a little bit more control over the ball, and it solves double commits a lot. So definitely something that we're going to use and utilize.
Yeah, and I'm curious with, I interviewed you earlier in the season, and I got to ask a little bit about your opinions and feelings toward having another team underneath you guys. And I'm curious, now that it's been a couple months, both of these teams have had plenty of time to play. How's that been, sort of tutoring and mentoring all of these new guys that have found some success of their own?
It's definitely interesting because we had some kind of lower ranked people that came to us seeking to have a team and to definitely get better at the game, as it was a huge opportunity for them to be able to actually play in a competitive setting, which a lot of people don't actually get that opportunity. So I think that's really cool. Not only did it give them the ability to get better at the game, but familiarize themselves with kind of competitive play. So I think that looking towards maybe next semester, I feel like they're going to be a little bit more comfortable and we could be dangerous.
For sure. Absolutely can be dangerous. And I don't want to keep you too long. I know you guys are getting ready to go out there and play, but I do want to ask just one final question. What's the goal for today?
Win. That's it. Win.
Amen. Go out there and win. Good luck. Have a great one. Guys, take it back out there.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Mango, for that interview. I mean, like you said, their goal is to win tonight, Ben. I mean, what better time to have that goal? If you lose right now, you do not compete anymore until the spring semester.
Yeah, it's everything's on the line right now. Like you said, spring semester is the next time you get to play if you lose here tonight. We have a tough opponent in Ottawa coming up, so it's kind of a toss-up right now. I don't know a whole lot about this Ottawa squad. I know they're very good. They're in playoffs. They are a solid unit. We know a lot about our SU squad, however, right? Mango, the captain that you just heard from just a moment ago, is confident, feeling good, high energy, a lot of Dr. Pepper in the veins right now. True. I know we have a lot of that back behind us. A lot of people sipping on their Dr. P's as the night progresses. But yeah, I mean, it's Mango, it's Elim, and it's Kiazi, right? Who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, I believe we do have Pagani on the roster tonight over Elim. So I believe we're going to get that Academy X varsity action going on. And Pagani's a really interesting player that I would love to dive into more because he has put up some amazing stats for this roster this year. Originally playing on the Academy team, but playing on a lot of these Thursday matches while Elim has some other commitments. So it's been great to watch him grow, and a player that has competed on the varsity team in the past, so he is not uncomfortable with this kind of playoff environment. And I don't believe that this is any of these players' first time in a Rocket League playoff. And I know many of these players have also competed in their own tournaments and their own competitions. You know, starkly from what we see, like for example, like on an Academy roster, for example, we talk about Overwatch, we talk about Academy Smash. Those are players that are competing largely for the first time. This is an established varsity roster. Pagani and Mango go back to when I first came to school here. They were on that original varsity roster. So really a lot of chemistry on this team, and it really shows when they get out on the field.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great having that duo back in the mix, right? Mango and Pagani play very well together. But Kiazi, on the other hand, as well, has been a very positive force for this SU roster. Defensively is a star, finding so many great saves, great clears, and finding a way to set up Mango, set up a limb when he's in, and now it's going to be Pagani going into that slot, setting them up for great plays, passing potential, and then just really anchoring down that defensive side of things. So I'd expect to see a lot of action from the two up front with Mango and Pagani, and then Kiazi as well. He sprinkles in some offense every now and then as well. He's no one to sleep on from midfield. That commit that he can sometimes have can strike true and tear apart a defensive game plan for another team.
I mean, I definitely could not have said it any better myself, Ben. You have these very fast players in Pagani and Mango, and then you just got that fill player in Kiazi who can really do it all. He can be on that offense, he can be on that defense, and he can be that mental force that you need him to when the team needs to reset, when they like to regroup. I love watching this team's mentality. You can hear the claps, the roar in the background. I mean, we are ready to start some Rocket League action. I'm sure University of Ottawa getting ready on their side as well. Again, when we're looking at this kind of format, we've played them in the past, right? So we have some information on how University of Ottawa plays. Granted, that was going to be with a slightly different roster. It's the first time they're going to be playing against the trifecta of Pagani, Mango, and Kiazi. So it's going to be more of an adapting game for the opposing side than it is going to be for us. So I'm really excited to see what kind of specific strategies that Shenandoah brings to the table with Coach Joe Clark as their mind behind the sticks. I always think it's fascinating talking to him about how they go into these games, because this team is a team that really likes to practice the whole way up to the game start. That's something I discussed with Joe today, that this team really doesn't have everything together going into it, but they like keep going until it's like game time, and it's like all fresh in their head. So I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, they do not take the foot off the pedal at all, right? It's full gas all the time. They take some breaks here and there, but like you said, going up to this, I believe they were scrimming not even like an hour ago, right? They are in the game, playing, getting warm, getting ready. And the other thing about this team that I love is the vibes, right? This team is so exciting because we'll hear them on the desk. We'll hear them probably across the entire building, right? When there's a goal, when there's something crazy, if a clip is hit, we will know.
What award
right?
did they win recently for team chemistry here?
Oh, yeah, team chemistry. I think it was like best team chemistry or like loudest team or something like that. I can't remember.
It was something positive.
Yeah, it was very positive.
It was like these guys definitely know how to work really well together. They have that vibe, like you said. This team's GPA is excelling. I don't know if that's something I've ever talked about on broadcast, but our highest GPA average team here at Shenandoah. So I mean, student athletes truly, and I think Wyatt might have met a ravaging bear trying to.
I don't
But yeah, the other two players are kind of locked. Wyatt's here having a great time.
See, this is what Wyatt's there for, right? Not only is he a great Rocket League player, but man, is he fun. Look, he is cracking up right now on the player game. He's dancing. I mean, Pagani locked in, Mango as well. Look at this. Look at him. He's just dancing fully on the camera right now. Like, this is what I mean with the vibes of this team. It is so much fun. And win or lose, I'm sure they're going to have a great time.
I mean, it looks to be so bad. I mean, these guys, they want to go further in this playoff bracket. They want to give it their all. But you're not going to be able to perform your best if you're not loose. And Kiazi here showing off that looseness. And we see Mango and Pagani getting set up here on the game, looking to get into that mode. As Mango going over some comms with the boys, trying to figure out, where everything's going to be placed tonight to give them the best shot at winning. And it's going to be a brawl, Ben. Yeah,
it's going to be a back and forth, right? I expect some fast gameplay from the two up front, right? Mango specifically, I think, is going to have a massive impact in this matchup.
Sure.
He excels very well individually, and having those two support players with Pagani and Kiazi goes a long way. Very mechanically talented player in Mango, so I'd expect to see a lot from him trying to set up other teammates as well on these passing plays, but really taking that striker position to really try to get ahead early and stay ahead for the rest of the game.
And don't be surprised when Pagani takes that position as well. I was discussing with him some before this match, and this is really a big opportunity for him. I mean, granted, they want to go very far in this playoffs, but you got to look towards next semester as well as this team builds. He's looking to solidify a spot on potentially the varsity roster next semester. You know, granted, there may be, you know, team shifts, there may be new players coming in. Pagani's a player that's really on that barrier of, all right, is he going to be this super strong player on Academy, or can he break that barrier and become the bottom of that varsity squad? And his chemistry is so strong with this team that he really feels like he can break that barrier and be a consistent part of this varsity squad rather than just, you know, be more of a sub for Elam. So it's great to see him take on that role. He wants to play fast. He wants to be in the limelight of the camera. He wants to continue to be a part of this great chemistry squad that he has. And I think that that passion really comes out in his gameplay.
Yeah, no, it certainly does. I mean, we've seen him on the Academy team taking charge, right? Being a massive leader for a lot of the players. Soul and Irish on the Academy squad as well grew a lot from playing with Pagani, playing against the varsity team as well. They have scrimmed each other in the past and switched up combinations of players to see, all right, who fits the best in some of these scenarios. And right now, it's going to be Pagani coming in. I believe Alim has some prior commitments, so he is unable to play today, but we are going to go right into it. Kickoff will begin. Shenandoah in control already in the corner. We can already see Mango trying to find those crosses, trying to find those setups, but Ottawa already in position. A reset coming through now from Shenandoah.
Yeah, put away your blanket because you are not going to want to sleep on this squad of the Hornets as they come out, and Mango taking initial control of this ball. Exactly what we were talking about, the captain of this team steering the ship, making sure that those offensive plays are going to happen. But like we said before, those defensive players like Kiazi and even Mango as they go on those rotations, Pagani in that midfield, going to be able to move this ball around, keep Ottawa guessing, as a lot of airtime on this ball already, keeping it on the walls and the ceilings, keeping it ambiguous, as we're already getting a demo on Mango. University of Ottawa is feeling a little bit of the pressure, Ben.
A shot on goal from Pagani as well. Dave Can able to find that save. Now Kiazi again with another shot. That's going to be Peacock in position to find that save instead. Now it's Dave in the air, but already we can see Pagani on that rotation, pushing that ball into that corner. Gets demoed, but again, it's the communication. Mango already there in position to follow up. Ottawa, great control of the ball thus far in this corner. SU struggling to get it out from behind. We'll be able to do so, but we'll lose out on that 50-50. Dave Can again getting that demo onto Pagani. Dangerous ball position, but Shenandoah doing a great job pushing that one out.
Yeah, and Mango showing off here a little bit with these tricks on the side and on the defense as well. Going to set up Pagani for a nice little mid shot here. Not able to quite connect with the ball there, but Mango already on the rotation, and we can see this player so fast in his play, just likes to get that ball down the field, make those shots happen, but Pagani going to have to recover on this defense here as a 2v2 comes through. Kiazi going to rotate as well as Mango as we get a bit of a pile up in the corner, and this could be a little bit dangerous here for SU if Mango wasn't there on the cross.
It could be dangerous indeed, but Mango already in position to find that touch to stop that shot from going through. Now we see Mango in the air trying to find a double tap, but Corey, good job getting back in position on that defensive side to disrupt the pathing that Mango was going for. Now Kiazi in the air, out of boost, has the flip reset, will flip it back into the corner. The pass play was set up, but not fully connected with Pagani.
Yeah, and a nice dribble here from Mango. Is the defender going to be able to get there? They are. Dave Canner going to be able to shut that one down as SU tries to recover here with Kiazi pressuring the ball, and this ball is staying in University of Ottawa's field. Dave Canner cannot clear this ball. That's going to spell disaster for them, but is able to do so as they're going to go back on the offense. But the rotation looks pretty nice as Kiazi able to get it on the dribble there, but going to be shut down once again. This defense has been excellent from both sides, Ben. University of Ottawa here to shut down these aggressive plays from Shenandoah.
The demos across the board in favor of Ottawa. Will they be able to capitalize? No. Corey, a mishit, sending it into the corner. Everyone now back off of respawn for SU. Now Kiazi getting a little patient there, but unable to find that 50-50 bounce high in the air. Corey with a whiff. The follow-up won't be able to connect. Peacock had a shot on goal, but Mango was able to recover and fall back on that defensive side. It's still 0-0 here in game number 1, a minute 30 to go. A very, very close start to this series.
Yeah, we knew this match was going to be close, Ben, but we didn't know it was going to be this kind of defensive bout. This is not something you often see in Rocket League. That timer will stop every time a goal is scored. So when no goals are being scored, we see this time just flying off the board. Almost a minute left in this game already, and yet it seems so, like, slow, but the score doesn't reflect that because of this timer. It's going to make the players play quite fast here if they don't want to go into an overtime scenario where that goal will shut the game down. Whereas if they score in this kind of case scenario, but the timer reaches 0, but the ball still stays in the air, they still have the time while the ball is in the air in order to score that goal. So it's going to be up to which team can make that pressure happen on the other team to where they can't let the ball touch the ground or else they lose. And one team is fighting for that pressure right now.
Pagani now catching that one up, trying to find that cross, but unable to do so. Peacock doing a great job at receiving that one off into the corner. A shot coming through from Kiazi just wide off of that post. Pagani now trying to keep it in favor of SU, trying to find these crosses, but a good clear. A pass to Peacock, or Dave Canner, excuse me, was on target with the shot, but unable to find it. SU back in time to solidify this defensive wall that they're so good at setting up. Dave Canner now trying to find the crosses. 8 seconds left and ticking. If it stays up in the air, like you said, we have a possible sudden death opportunity. It is in the air. We'll go all the way across. Won't hit that wall. We go to our first overtime in game number 1.
It looks like Peacock wanted to spike the ball there at 0 seconds. Wasn't able to quite get it down immediately, but that's really interesting from University of Ottawa. They want to play out this overtime scenario. Maybe they're going for the ultra defense here and going for that one-score game very intentionally, Ben, and that's very interesting because that's not a strategy that you often see in Rocket League, as these 3 players of University of Ottawa are crowding here over on the side, trying to find a coordinated attack here onto Shenandoah, as it does come from the ceiling, but that lockdown defense from Shenandoah so potent here. Although this is a very fast squad, they know how to make those rotations happen. They know how to make sure there's someone in that goal to protect it. And when you're in this playoff scenario, you better have your goal protected, as Pagani tries to take out the goalie of University of Ottawa, but another player is there just in time.
Yeah, Mango had another shot on goal. Goes wide. Kiazi unable to get the car in the right position to find that touch. Shenandoah, the offense is clicking right now, but they aren't able to find that score just yet. Kiazi now again off of that corner. Peacock in position to find the save, find the clear. Back to Pagani. The ball is moving awfully fast, but Peacock doing a great job at reading the momentum, reading the speed of the ball, finding that save. But still, Shenandoah keeping this ball heavily in Ottawa's half of the field.
Yeah, we can definitely make an argument for Shenandoah getting more shots on goal here, and that's all you can ask for when you're playing this kind of game, is you just got to get more shots onto the goal in order to make one of them happen, and that defense has to be strong there from Shenandoah. You know, got that one player up top, got one player down low, making sure that you have to make that in-between shot, and that's a difficult one to make, as Dave Canner going to keep anything fishy from happening on their side of the court. And, you know, Corey and Peacock have been doing a great job of holding down this defense. Dave Canner making those rotations to just make sure nothing crazy happens on their side of the field. Man, Pagani trying to make so many of these shots happen, just cannot get through this brutal defense.
And now we see Pagani again with a shot on goal, but Corey back on the defensive side. Mango up in the air, won't have enough boost to follow up on to that one. Pagani gets beat. This is an open net. Kiazi has to get back in time. Mango in position as well. They tried to find that waterfall shot cross, but now everyone out of position going into the corner. Peacock able to capitalize. They tried to find that clear, but they just weren't able to get enough force. A great job from Corey getting there just barely before Kiazi was able to. Ottawa up 1-0 on the series.
I mean, what an incredible first game. Over 2 minutes of overtime, Ben, in just the game number 1 of this best of 5. Great coordinated attack from University of Ottawa, able to find the goal there, slide in through the side. Not even one of those waterfall shots that we've seen them going for so often to try to get through this defense, but a more traditional shot coming through from the wing there. So great stuff from University of Ottawa to find a gap there, and we can see the Shenandoah squad a little bit focused right now, trying to figure out the plan of what exactly went wrong here. Do we have to speed this up to get through this offense of University of Ottawa? Was there a problem with our defensive rotations there, as, you know, Kiazi enters a more thoughtful mode? I have to point it out, as he was so giddy before the match.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 1-0 in the series. What went wrong in that game one? To me, Pagani was getting demoed a lot. A lot of demos were going in favor of Ottawa, and they weren't able to really find any in their favor at all, right? It was a constant almost 3v2, 3v1 scenario that SU was finding themselves in that really hurt them on that offensive power, right? Because a lot of those demos were coming when they're on that offensive side of the field. So it was forcing resets out of the Hornets. They had to go back. They couldn't keep the pressure up. In overtime, it was a different game, right? We saw a lot of evenness throughout the demos and really not a whole lot of demos. I think maybe only 2 or 3 went through in that entire overtime. So avoid the demos, maybe get some demos yourself, and that might flip the script in game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes winning a game of Rocket League, all about that boost management, all about making sure that your team can stay on the field. It's a difficult game, but you got to make it happen, and maybe you can find some of those demos onto the defensive players of University of Ottawa, try to make that happen, try to get Corey out of that goal that he's protecting so well. As we move on to game number 2, Shenandoah not needing too long of a break here before they get right back into the action. Looking to score a goal a little earlier this time, looking to make sure that we don't enter that crucial overtime scenario with such a strong defensive team like University of Ottawa. And it looks like Ottawa's trying to put some pressure on at the beginning here as the ball stays on Shenandoah's side.
Kiazi now just trying to meet that one in the air, unable to do so, but Pagani back in time to find that clear. But again, a demo coming through. They find themselves in a 2v3 situation. Mango with a toss-up, but not enough power on that ball to find a shot. However, it's going to be Pagani off of respawn finding a shot, but Dave Canner again in position alongside Corey as well to find that save when it mattered. Now Pagani up in the air, might have the goal all by himself, but again, it's Corey back in position on the defensive side for Ottawa.
Yeah, Corey's been putting up a show here on the defensive end. Pagani's been getting a lot of great looks here on this offense, almost pulling off a 3v1 there, 1v3 rather, as Peacock pulls off a little bit maneuver of their own, getting around the defense of Shenandoah. Yeah, able to find another one of these side goals. When you see Corey there in position to knock it in if need be, and even though Mango and Kiazi both there, just a little bit off on the timing, that goal going right to the corner, that's going to be a tricky one to defend. As we move on to the next phase, we got 3:45 on the clock, and University of Ottawa does put a score on the board nice and early that Shenandoah is going to have to respond to, because that overtime not going to come into effect unless that score is tied, and Corey just doesn't want that to happen with keeping this goal so protected.
Yeah, Pagani trying to connect in that midfield, just barely unable to do so. The follow-up not there. Pagani still on this defensive side, trying to find this clear. Will be able to do so now. It's Mango again in the air. The pass over to Kiazi, but Dave Canner again in position to stop that play from developing. A shot on goal now from Kiazi, but again, Ottawa's defense holding strong. Up in the air, a waterfall attempt. Mango trying to follow up, but unable to do so. This is the offensive power that we're used to seeing from SU, but they just aren't able to get past this strong defense from Ottawa.
Yeah, they are just off, Ben. A lot of shots on goal, a lot of great ideas from this Shenandoah offense, but they're just not able to find those bits of the goal that are open, as this defense from University of Ottawa is just covering all angles, and Peacock's been doing such a great job of controlling this midfield that when University of Ottawa does get that defense, they're ready to turn it back to offense, as Pagani does the same thing for Shenandoah, trying to keep this ball on the side of University of Ottawa, trying to keep it on that blue side, as Pagani does get one of those illustrious demos that we talked about earlier, Ben, in that 2v3 scenario. But if you don't capitalize on it right away, they will respawn quite quickly, and those power plays are hard to come by. So I see that Pagani may be trying to go for that strategy that you mentioned earlier, but you got to make those plays happen when you get those 2v3s, and it's hard to do when University of Ottawa plays this such a safe game.
Yeah, also the boost heavily in favor of Ottawa for the time being. Now we see a flip. Boost is a back and forth kind of scenario when it comes to Rocket League. Pagani now trying to find that touch, finding that cross, but Corey doing a great job at meeting that one in the air. We could see the attempt coming through there. Dave Canner was trying to get that bump onto Kiazi. That two-person aerial attack is very, very hard to defend, but Ottawa just barely behind the pace of that ball and Kiazi's speed to try to find that one. Peacock again with a shot on goal, but great defense again coming through from the SU side of the field.
Yeah, and you can see University of Ottawa communicating really well here, getting a lot of these coordinated pressures here onto the Shenandoah side. Not able to break through after that first goal, but you can definitely see the ideas with these passes and with these power plays from Dave Canner. Going to have to get stopped by Mango there if they don't want to progress here, but moving it to the middle, yeah, you can see that next player going to come in very soon. They have these coordinated plays on deck that Shenandoah has to deal with. And when Shenandoah has so much mental stack to deal with on this defense, it leaves less room for them to think about this offense. And that's really what they need to make happen if they want to tie up this scoreline. Still only 1-0 in this game number 2. Such a low scoring game that Shenandoah has to figure out how to break. And they're going to need to make one of these coordinated attacks happen downtown, Ben. Just no one around. Maybe the first time in this game that University of Ottawa has not had a player in that goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a triple commit coming through there. Dave Canner unable to get there or get back in time, playing a little bit further than that midfield zone. And then we saw Pagani doing a nice little escort just to make sure that that goal does go in. Kiazi with yet another clear on target. Now it's Peacock with a shot on goal. Kiazi back on that defensive side yet again, all tied up at 1 apiece. 30 seconds to go here. Another clear on target from Kiazi, but this time Ottawa able to stand their ground in that midfield and find that touch.
Yeah, the Hornets finding a little bit of momentum here now that they have that goal. They have this sort of pendulum swing in their direction for the latter half of this game. As University of Ottawa took their momentum in the beginning, Shenandoah tries to reach it back here as they try to protect this onslaught from Corey, but they may reach overtime here as the ball goes to the ground. Dave Canner going to try to save it right up, try to avoid the overtime this time is University of Ottawa as they go for another coordinated attack, but a little bit off is Peacock, and Mango going to let that one go to the ground as we enter a 1-1 overtime. And University of Ottawa was able to take it last time, but it took them over 2 minutes to do so. What will the pace be as Pagani tries to set it?
Oh my goodness!
Boom, Ben, off the defender, making sure that even though someone was in the goal from University of Ottawa, that goal was going to get scored anyways. What a beautiful play from Pagani.
I mean, that was gorgeous, right? The setup was beautiful as well off of that kickoff, sending it into that corner. I believe it was Mango with that touch at that crossbar, just chasing that one down, making sure this one is going to drop. We're going to find that waterfall, and boy, did they. We're all tied up 1-1 in this best of 5.
Yeah, I mean, overtime, 2 games in a row, Ben. What more could you ask for? Here we are, Shenandoah University, NECC playoffs versus University of Ottawa. It's a show tonight, folks. The defense is strong. The coordinated attacks are coming out, and Pagani has come to play with this beautiful play off of this offensive kickoff. And you can see the boys are locked. They're ready to go. They're smiling a little bit. They felt that momentum swing there in the second half of the game. As soon as they got that first goal, that was their key to victory, to getting another.
Yeah, I mean, now in your mind, you're like, all right, we can score here. We got 2 goals. We had that, what is it called? What is it called? Regulation goal. There it is, the regulation goal coming through there. And then we've had that overtime goal right off of that kickoff. I mean, they have it all there. They just need to find those angles like they were here in game number 2.
Yeah, the pieces of the puzzle may all fall into place. Will Shenandoah make the adaptations faster than University of Ottawa? That's going to be the question. Who's going to break through this puzzle first? Who's going to figure it out as we move into game number 3 here? It looks like Shenandoah going to start with the offense once again. A big commitment here from Shenandoah, putting all of their cars into one basket. Doesn't want to get reversaled there, but not going to happen this time. You can see University of Ottawa trying to fight back here. They don't want to go down 2-1 at this point. Such a critical game 3, making that next game in your favor if you win and not the end of the world if you lose. Such a dire scenario here as we start off game number 3. Dave and Carr try to make some offense happen, but these games have started off very defensively, very figuring things out. Let's see who sets the pace first.
Yeah, good patience coming through from the Hornets thus far. Mango trying to go low, unable to do so. Kiazi catching that clear. Peacock with the demo. However, Pagani is already up in the air to find that touch. Now hopefully setting up Mango for this clear. Won't be able to connect on that one, but instead it's going to be Kiazi in position to find that push off into the corner. But right now, a minute in, we haven't seen a whole lot of offense just yet from this SU squad.
Yeah, definitely that defense coming out again here in game number 3. The ball going towards the Shenandoah net, but going to be going down there as so many cars in the Shenandoah net. Going to be getting a pile up there as that ball does end up getting cleared. But these demos coming out again from Shenandoah. Giazzi looking to get something to happen. Mango trying to try and tap it in. Will it happen? The third player.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, after getting setup after setup, Pagani, the third player to have a shot at goal there, is going to make it happen. And, you know, he did make it happen, Ben. It was a little shaky, I'm not going to lie.
It made me nervous, I thought Mango was going to try to go for that shot right off the bat when Kiazi set that one up, but instead it's going to be another lob up, the triple alley-oop coming through from the SU squad, able to put that one away. Kiazi again with a shot on goal. Dave Canner in position to find that one, but you can see the communication and the pass plays that are developing from this Hornets squad that we haven't been able to see all really season long. It's been a struggle to set up these passing plays, and now we start to see it to come alive in these playoffs.
Yeah, and that's great to see. The chemistry is alive and well as Mango gets a bit of a fast break here. Dave Canner able to stop that one in his tracks, but Mango going to go for a flip here, get this ball, back spin to the net, and Pagani is going to be set up there. You can see that communication between Mango and Pagani just coming to fruition on all of these offenses. Pagani playing that position in the middle where he can be passed to by either Kiazi or Mango, and making sure that that ball goes into the net even when those University of Ottawa players are playing that defense as strong as they are, as Corey has not been able to be as much of a factor as he's been trying to make more of this offense happen. And those demos, like you said earlier, have been coming out and been creating those 2-on-3 scenarios that have become a real problem for either of these teams. So we might see even more of those demos in the future, especially if Ottawa needs to make one of these fast breaks happen, and they might have to because they're just under so much pressure.
Yeah, SU doing a much better job at finding these clears as well, right? We've seen SU in Game 1 and Game 2 struggle to find these clears in favor of them, right? Losing a lot of these 50-50s in the air. But this time around, they have been able to find them. Kiazi with a great save off of that waterfall attempt coming through from Ottawa. Now it's Pagani in the air trying to flip it up, but redirected from the Ottawa players. But still, Pagani back on the defensive side, able to get back, finding that touch. A demo will come through, but it's going to be a trade, keeping it a 2v2 for the time being. And now we see the offensive attack coming through from SU on the ground in the air. Kiazi just barely off target off of that corner as now Ottawa look to strike back.
Yeah, very smart from the squads there, making sure that those teams are even in number, making sure that no one can make those coordinated attacks happen. We can see Peacock trying to make a lot of these plays happen, often finding themselves by themselves on the offensive position, trying to get past the defensive Shenandoah, and the rotations just aren't able to be there from these University of Ottawa players. Dave Canner and Corey trying to make this defense happen, can't quite get around to that offensive side as Peacock goes off the board, and it becomes an offensive game. Peacock is going to respawn just in time to find the save there, but Pagani, I think he came to play tonight, Ben.
I mean, Pagani is showing up. That's 2 goals in this game. I mean, look at the follow-up coming through from the Shenandoah team. Like a swarm of Hornets, they are all over that ball, crowding it. There's nothing that Ottawa can do to recover. They're getting choked out on this defensive side, and SU now find themselves with a 2-0 lead with just under a minute to go in game number 3.
Yeah, the first time this 2 has been on the scoreboard in the regular time, Ben, and it's going to be on the side of the Hornets. University of Ottawa now has a little bit of a desperation time to find a goal, or else they're going to be saying sayonara to this game number 3, as Corey does find the demo onto Mango, but not going to be able to make the power play happen this time. 30 seconds remaining, meaning that they may need to find another demo if they want this play to happen, because Shenandoah doesn't have to make anything crazy here as the crossbar is hit by Corey, but nonetheless, no goal scored.
15 seconds left to go here in game number 3. A 2-0 goal count cushion in favor of the Hornets. If they want to stay in it, Ottawa has to find something now and have a kickoff miracle, but it does not look likely like they are going to be able to do so. The ball now just needs to hit the ground. Even if Ottawa scores here, the game will end. SU take a 2-1 series lead in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah, well done to Shenandoah, gaining their first lead of this series in that game. You know, other than the overtime game where they won that, getting the initial lead that means that Ottawa has to be the one to make a play happen. Such a big deal on the mental, knowing that you have to just play this defense really solid, which has been the story of this game. Such a low-scoring series, making sure that you have to make those coordinated attacks in order to put scores on the board. So when you get that early goal, like 1.5 minutes in, like both winning teams have been able to do, that's the team that has been able to come out on top, and that's going to be the Hornets this time. Great job to them, and a cushion for them here in game number 4. Not a must-win game. It is a best of 5, but certainly they want to go home here with the 3-1, and they're looking poised to do so.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 games, we've seen their offense really take a step up.
For sure.
Right? They have found a lot of windows that they didn't really find in game number 1. Ottawa doing a great job at covering those ones up, but as of late, SU, the overwhelming pressure that these players have put on that defense has been tough to try to manage on the side of Ottawa, right? They find these clears, but the clear only goes so far before another SU player is back on that ball, back on that offensive stride to try to keep the pressure up. They've been doing it so well all series long, and now SU looking to try to do it again off of the kickoff. Kiazi in the air. Mango trying to set that one up, but won't be able to do so. Pagani now trying to find the cross. Won't be able to do so either, but you can see the power that this offense has. It's scary. Ottawa already finding themselves stuck on this defensive side.
Yeah, Pagani has just been this player for them that is the elusive rabbit in the hat. They're so distracted by Mango and Kiazi that when they get that defense commitment onto those players, Pagani just comes out of nowhere and makes that goal. And that's the player they've got to be able to stop. Maybe find a demo onto them if they want to turn this game around, as the pressure is just put on by Mango this time. Maybe looking for a bit of a different look as Pagani plays that angle again if Mango misses and is able to reset that scenario. These are the coordinated plays we're talking about, Ben.
Ooh.
These are the ones that may get you goals, and Mango going for another one there. Luckily, Peacock was able to clear that one, but even a little bit wider there, and that would have been another score for Shenandoah.
Yeah, 50-50 now in favor of Ottawa. Will go right into Mango's lap now. Off the wall, 14 boost, and the Dream won't be able to make it in time for that ball as Dan Canner trying to find the angle to try to put Ottawa back on top, trying to even up this series, but unable to do so as Pagani is able to find that one off of the wall. And now here comes the setup. Dave Canner with the demo. Kiazi burying that one into the net. 1-0 SU.
Let's look at that again, Ben. I mean, what a beautiful spot for Kiazi. Such a precise goal on such an open net. I mean, no defenders in sight. Corey, the closest one in proximity, but caught off guard there by Kiazi's precision. I mean, what an incredible goal there from Shenandoah. Had all the cars set up there to make that offensive play happen, and they made it happen. And on Kiazi, no less, first goal from him in this series, and yet another player that University of Ottawa has to worry about because they're also prevalent on this pressure as Pagani pushes this ball down the field. You got to set up yourself here on defense in case anything crazy happens, and that's exactly what happens there, Ben. Corey finding the demo onto the Shenandoah player and then able to set up this 2v3 scenario where there's just, no one in the bottom of the goal there. That was really well done from University of Ottawa. Dave Canner communicating to the player, I want to shoot this one low. Get that low defender out of the way. And that's exactly what University of Ottawa did. A bit of a fast game here in this game number 4. University of Ottawa doesn't want to go home yet.
They're all tied up 1 apiece. Now Corey again in position, but Pagani back on that defensive side, able to find that clear, find that push that SU were needing. It's going to be Mango, a missed assignment from Ottawa. SU back on top, 2-1.
Yeah, and Dave Canner still found the demo onto Kiazi there, able to make that play happen with only 2 cars on the field. The dynamic duo Pagani and Mango putting on the pressure there, Ben. If Mango misses that goal somehow, gets the defender, gets a nice play by the defender, Pagani right there again to solidify the deal. Those 2v1 power plays are what Shenandoah needs in order to keep this lead, and keep this lead they will do as we enter less than halfway through this game territory. 2 minutes 30 is going to be your halfway point, and game number 4 is the game we are on as the University of Ottawa piles in the goal, making sure no one can break through again. But maybe Shenandoah going to go for one of those demo plays that University of Ottawa went on for them.
Yeah, dangerous commits here coming through from SU as well. That was a triple commit coming through from the squad up a goal. That is dangerous. It's very risky because if there's a clear on target, that is an easy goal for Ottawa to tie this one up, but they're able to get back in time. The clear not fast enough from Ottawa to transition that in favor of their offensive power that they've been able to display here in game number 4. It's Corey again, Peacock trying to follow up as well, but unable to find any purchases. Now it's Kiazi again on that offensive side. Pagani tossing it up. Mango meeting it in the air, going low instead. Reading the touch from Peacock, trying to find that cross, that rainbow shot, but unable to find anything with that one. But still, this offensive power holding strong.
Might I say, quite a bit of confidence from the Hornets here on this offense, going for these triple commits, going for these power plays. I feel like University of Ottawa is just constantly within their own goal, Ben. Finally getting a breakthrough here is Peacock, but the Shenandoah players are just there in spades. They can't get anything happening, Ben. They're just too busy defending this onslaught of Shenandoah.
I mean, SU is all over them right now. 1:16 to go. A shot coming through from Ottawa, just barely too high off of that crossbar. The follow-up coming through from Dan Canner won't be able to connect either. Now you look at the boost. Kiazi in the air trying to find this flip. The 50-50 going in favor of Ottawa just barely. But now it's Mango with another follow-up. Corey back in the goal to find that save, keeping them alive here in game number 4.
Yeah, great save there from Corey. Seems to be this wall that's been able to keep Ottawa in these games, keeping that scoreboard low. But at the end of the day, you need to make a score of your own. If you want to make the play in this game, Dave Canner going to make it happen, Ben. Going to make the play. Get over the defender of Shenandoah. That offense is exactly what this team needed, and Mango just not having the ability to block that ball that time. Beautiful play there from Dave Canner, and now a much more favorable position for University of Ottawa, because now if they don't find this goal, they are going to move into the overtime.
The kickoff in favor of SU for the time being. Boost in favor of Pagani. Can he find it? Not able to do so. Dave Canner in position. Now it's Mango's turn to try to beat the defense of Ottawa. He's done it once. Can he do it again? No. Ottawa in position to find that save yet again. Now the clear in favor of University of Ottawa. Still a ping pong match coming through. 10 seconds remain here in this game. It's set up beautifully for Ottawa. They're able to bury it 3-2. It looks like it could be a game 5 angle of SU can't find anything off of this kickoff.
I mean, what a great play there from University of Ottawa, getting the bank into Corey there. Beautiful play there from Peacock. That's exactly what they need to stay in this game, Ben. And Shenandoah's going to have to go for an aggressive kickoff here if they want to stay in this, want to keep that ball in the air, because then it will matter since they're within 1. If they can keep it.
Oh my God! Pagani! What?
On the onslaught, Ben. A kickoff goal. This is the one they talk about in the stories.
This is like a fairy tale right now. Pagani able to find the angle off of that crossbar as well. Unreal stuff coming through from the Hornets. Now, 4 seconds left. Can they do it again off of this kickoff? No. Heavily in favor of Ottawa. You might just want to try to find this spike, and they'll let it hit the ground. We go to game 4 overtime. Shenandoah holding on.
I think Peacock got his feathers ruffled, Ben, because went for an immediate demo onto Pagani. Want to take this player off of the field, make sure he can't make plays like that happen again. He's such a threat, and when he gets that dynamic duo Mango by his side, he can do anything as Kiazi tries to join the party there on the pinch. Gonna leave their own goal behind. Gonna go for a rotation here, keep things safe. They don't want to find a reversal here, Ben. That would be a game 5 tragedy that we don't want to see right now. We want to end this right here in the game number 4, and Pagani maybe going to be the one to make it happen. He's been making such great goals for the Hornets in this series with his buddies Kiazi and Mango by his side, going for some more pressure here onto the University of Ottawa goal.
Dave Canner trying to find this clear. Kiazi unable to connect with that one. Mango, however, will be able to receive it, sending it to the corner, finding the cross, finding the goal by himself. That's mechanics, baby. SU take the series 3-1.
And no one else is even around, Ben. Mango finding a solo mission onto the University of Ottawa goal. What a play there from the Shenandoah Hornets, and what a way to end off their first round of NECC playoffs. This team is not done yet.
I mean, you can already see the team unbelievably elated right now, and as you should be, right? That was an unbelievable fight, a very close game, very defensive, but when it mattered, the offense stepped up. Player of the series, in my eyes, it's got to go to Pagani here, right? Unbelievable stuff.
I mean, Pagani did so great, but there were a lot of great scenarios that he was set up for. Like, I don't want to downplay Pagani's game at all because he did fantastic, but able to make those plays because of those amazing tap-off the defenders from Mango, amazing tap-off defender at the end from Pagani's solo mission where he's going to make that waterfall happen. I mean, set up with the passing plays by Kiazi in that midfield.
Yeah.
The team came together today, Ben, and that's that chemistry we talk about. University of Ottawa, what a great series that was. Definitely thought we were going to a Game 5.
Yeah.
And Shenandoah, a little bit infamous for those Game 5s, but able to get it done here in the game number 4 this time.
Yeah, I mean, just unreal stuff coming from both sides, right? They looked very, very good all series long. Ottawa keeping it so unbelievably close. But SU, the brotherhood that this Rocket League team has, right, prevails. The friendship, the power of friendship, right? Pagani stepping in for a limb on this varsity squad as well, just doing wonders to help this team through this first round.
Yeah, this was incredible, Ben. We hope you enjoyed the Rocket League gameplay, but don't go anywhere just yet. Your Shenandoah Rocket League team will be back soon, but even tonight, we still have some more Super Smash Bros. Action coming at you, both Academy and Varsity competition. You're not going to want to go anywhere. It's going to be an incredible night of competition.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Series to watch. Shenandoah Rocket League taking their win in their first round of playoffs. Super exciting. So happy for them. But with that behind us, the show must go on, and we have plenty more action in this arena. As you can see behind us, there's some Smash Bros going on. Chris Clayton joined once again, and as always, by my lovely brother, Kevin Clayton. We are live from the same Shenandoah Esports Arena that just exploded with energy, and we are not done yet. Academy Smash Bros taking on their first playoff opponent as well, and we should be taking you into game here fairly soon because the action is underway. This team is up 1-0 already.
Yeah, up 1-0 and with a ton of energy in the arena to boot, you gotta believe that that will transition over to the gameplay. As we hop into game, Chris, we got a Donkey Kong versus a Bowser. You want to talk about a matchup to get people excited for? We got two big boys fighting in the ring right now.
Yes, as our producer, Mossman Shoutout, loves to say, big meaty men slapping meat. This is a heavyweight matchup for the ages, and we don't get to see this very often at high-level Smash anymore, and it's kind of a shame because this is arguably as fun as it gets, at least in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Donkey Kong into Bowser, Shenandoah Academy taking on Sienna Heights on your screen. Reminder, we are joining this late. Shenandoah University is already up 1-0 in this series. This will be a best of 3 as we move to set number 2. Take you back to the action on your screen. Kevin, talk about this matchup a little bit.
Yeah, so right now we got two people who are playing the big characters of this game. And when you're playing the big characters, you got a lot of knockback, you got a lot of damage. As we see Bowser going for that side special to get good damage going. The big thing about this is someone is going to be controlling the tempo of this match. Usually heavyweights can go back and forth a lot, but in this time around, it seems as though Tripophobia has that fear factor more online. He's playing much more slowly. He's reacted to jumps just like that, and it's just racking up this damage while Donkey Kong is the one who has to play preemptive because heavyweights' moves are so slow. That means that now he's able to walk away with almost 3 stocks left in hand as Donkey Kong is at 150 at the ledge.
Yeah, high percentages, and sure enough, high percentage will take that one out 150%. Donkey Kong goes soaring to the blast zone, and Tripophobia taking 3 stocks without losing 1. All of that work that Donkey Kong put in is now gone.
I cannot believe just what a force Tripophobia has become over the last couple of years. While not all of these matches have been on broadcast, we've gotten word every time we're on this desk that Tripophobia has taken much more than the 3 stocks that you expect from a crew battle, averaging anywhere from like 4 to 5 any given match, and this time around he didn't lose a single one in that match. He's going in with a massive lead as a character who does not go down easy.
No, does not go down easy at all. And this is very important, as always, right? We talk about the tempo, the significance of taking the first game, the first matchup in any of these crew battle settings, let alone the series, the state of the series that we are currently in, right? Obviously, winning the first matchup is a massive deal, but to take it without losing any stocks and while you're already up in the series puts so much pressure on your opponent. Sienna Heights has to be feeling it right now.
Oh yeah, and when you're dealing with a character who specializes in one very specific factor, which is holding on to stocks for an incredibly long time and then making hard predictions, punishing you for habits in super detrimental ways, I mean, you gotta be ready to send someone in who has nerves of steel, but is also willing to go up against this titan of a character. You need someone who maybe has really good combo potential, or maybe can stay away from Bowser, throw out a lot of projectiles. Otherwise, the Koopa King does not care, and he will keep throwing out these fists until you are gone.
Yeah, I would say we saw that on full display. And here's the fun part, too. We will be kind of learning with all of you the characters that this other school has because we were not able to capture this on stream. And I know you had a class.
Right.
So we're going to be living through this together. But as we live through it together, we see on your screen that character number 2 for Shenandoah's opponents will be a Robin. And this is deceptively actually another heavyweight matchup.
Yeah, so Robin is a little bit more heavy than you would expect, but he's also really slow. So when it comes to Tripophobia's game plan, he's going to want to make sure that he is sticking onto this Robin to the best of his ability. Otherwise, we see interactions like that, where Robin will use his magic abilities, keep Bowser at bay, or try to stuff out these approaches and get that damage building that way. As we see, look at that, a double jump, trying to create that space between Bowser, trying to get a down air to get a little bit of damage going, but ooh, jumping into the fire breath means that he is taking very good damage, and an up tilt KOs at 120 on Hellos Chris. Tripophobia is looking good. He's only got 50% as the heaviest character in this game.
Yeah, you gotta grasp the significance of this situation if you're Sienna Heights. This is playoffs. Your season is on the line, down 4 stocks. Tripophobia having his way, wreaking havoc, frankly, on this Sienna Heights roster. Hasn't lost a stock yet, and he's already got this Robin up to equal percentage with a full stock lead in this matchup alone. Robin, like we said earlier, another heavyweight that can absolutely keep up, but can't keep up with a forward smash on the ledge. 2 feet to the face, send him straight to the blast zone, and you gotta be careful with that one, because Tripophobia now knows he can take you right off the stage if he needs to.
Oh yeah, I mean, talk about getting your lead how you want it. He's catching him on these landings, one after another. This Robin throwing out the aerials just a little too high, and is putting himself in that end lag to boot. Means that Tripophobia is just continuing to get that damage build up. Here's another Chris on the platform. It won't be enough just yet. The move getting a little stale, and with a high blast zone, it'll work against you. But I mean, Tripophobia is looking good. The Tomahawk side B is still just barely not going to be enough. But an amazing approach as Thoron hits the stage, and Tripophobia watches as Robin can't fly back up to the stage, instead plummets to the blast zone.
So we, in the Smash Bros. Community, call that a soul read. Tripophobia was all over the map, all over this Robin, with a side B ready any time he came in range. That is overwhelming to deal with. And Tripophobia, again, 6 stocks down, hasn't even lost one yet. I mean, we did not get to watch the first set on the stream. I was able to catch bits and pieces of it before we came on stream, and I know that it was at least a little closer to this, but I also don't think Tripophobia went in this early. So there's a legitimate shot that Tripophobia might just take out these next 2 players in front of him, especially at this rate.
We don't get to cover heavyweights too often on this desk, and I think we're starting to see the value that a heavyweight can bring to a crew, where this sort of play style, where it's hard reads and the snowball potential. I mean, we've seen it on the desk where you see Kips, Pac-Man, Willie's Kazuya, AJ getting good damage going, Igloo, all of that stuff. They all do very well. But we've also seen it on this Academy roster through the Ganondorf and the Bowser and Joker. All these characters can just build momentum, snowball so fast. It's shocking to see, because sometimes, even if you're playing a character or you're playing incredibly well, that doesn't necessarily mean your opponent has to be intimidated by you. But we're talking about the king of the Koopas right now, Chris. He's meant to be scary. And, I mean, getting reads like the Tomahawk grab we saw earlier, you gotta be feeling the pressure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the pressure is on more than ever now. I said it during that match. Season's on the line for both of these teams. Don't get me wrong. But Shenandoah with a 1-0 series lead and playing like this, I mean, yeah, you're more than just on your heels. You are staggered beyond description, and it's gonna, I mean, I hate to use the term miracle, but it's gonna take a lot of magic to come back from a deficit like this, but it's far from impossible. So we load in to our third matchup of this series. Tripophobia with the nastiest read we've seen yet. He's not done.
Chris, I was gonna say, if any character could try to equalize this, it would be Palutena, the combo potential and all of that. And instead, one good drop kick to the face, and Bowser knocked out Palutena at 40, Chris.
He does it again! Another forward smash at the ledge. Grabs the TP behind him. No recovery allowed when Bowser's on stage. This Palutena hasn't been able to see beyond 80% for the first time. They get up to a high percentage. They go for a counter but get grabbed. The up smash gets shielded, and now finally Clover has an opportunity to try to set up their own play, but another counter gets read. The grab won't quite land. 100% is scary territory against a heavyweight like Bowser, and a down B mid-air sends them right up top. One character left, no stocks dropped.
I cannot believe that this is how this is playing out. I'm telling you, Palutena feels like it should be the answer there. You got great combo potential. You could keep Bowser off stage. You could go for these spikes, these edge guards, everything. Feels like it should be in your favor. But again, the intimidation factor. One missed tech, Chris, and 2 drop kicks later, and Bowser is walking away, practically robbing stocks.
This is incredible to witness, and I don't know the answer. Clearly, okay, all right, let's take a breath. Let's talk strategy. Smash Bros. Crew battles, it is commonplace, not all the time, but it is commonplace to save your best player for last, right? This is not a surprise. This is a strategy that this team, our varsity team, and most teams we've competed against are familiar with. So you have to think that if you've got a shot of taking out this fireball of a player right now, this sun's worth of energy that is barreling down your team, your best shot is going to be from this last player.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to watch the first set. I'm not sure what character to expect right now, but you have to think that if you've got confidence anywhere right now, it needs to be in this last player.
Oh, absolutely. You want someone who has this sort, not only the combo game and all of the benefits of like a ranged game plan or whatever you want to deal with this beast, but also you need to have nerves of steel going into this. It's a whole factor outside of this game. Your teammates just got wiped by Bowser. Like, that is scary, no matter who you are, no matter what level of play you're at. If someone is running through a bracket as Bowser, you know that they're cooking something fierce, and you gotta be ready.
No, you absolutely have to be ready. And again, I hate to put more pressure on this player, but you have to think that this is your season. We've said it a couple times. You are now tasked with taking 12 stocks straight. It literally does not get harder than that. 12 stocks straight to keep your season alive, and we have heard that the character pick will be Sora. So, Floaty, don't hate it.
Right. It's weird. Every time I see Sora in these sorts of situations, I can't help but feel like the character fits a sort of niche that Falco does, where solid character and relatively consistent. You know what you're getting into. There are a lot of guarantees when you play against a Sora, but is it enough, Chris, to take 12 stocks this round? We will have to see. It's showtime as we hop into game. Tripophobia's Bowser is in, and it will be the Sora who is starting things off momentum-wise.
Yeah, this is, we talked a lot about Sienna Heights' last player feeling all the pressure in the world. In a different way, I'm sure Tripophobia is actually feeling quite a bit of pressure to put on a bit of a show here. Those were 3 really dominant games, and now given an opportunity to take 12 stocks straight, in a very different way, that's a good amount of pressure as well. This is a high-intensity moment for both of these players, and big opportunities depending on the outcome. Tripophobia does recover from that one because this heavyweight is very fast and has some solid recovery compared to other ones, but 136% so far, landing only his second hit just then, is Tripophobia struggling to get much, and sure enough, Tripophobia loses his first stock, finally.
Yeah, and the pressure is building not only in game, but out here. There's a huge audience in this arena, so you gotta be feeling that pressure. But also, we're seeing the benefits of this matchup. Sora has great combo potential, is using the magic moves to keep that distance going. So it's on Trip right now. He felt that pressure early on, but now he's starting to adapt. He's trying to figure out this sweet spot of where he can build this little bit of damage and get this final hit. This forward air will not be enough to close it out, but it does get Sora off stage. Him going for the forward tilt, but getting hit while on the stage means that it's now Bowser who's looking to get back and does find an opportunity, but Sora with a good opportunity to get back onto the stage means that he will get a little bit more value, sending Bowser back off stage, and Bowser's recovery sometimes is very difficult to get back onto the stage with, so it is on Tripophobia to find his opportunities, but these Thunders are stuffing him out in the spot.
Yeah, and talk about taking this one step at a time. What was step 1 for this Sora to find any success? Take the momentum out of the room, suck all of the energy right out of this building, and they are doing a great job. The side B will find a kill, so Sora finally loses their first stock, but talk about taking control. What was working for Tripophobia was the intimidation, the stage presence. And so far, we have not been able to see that. And the Sora is doing a great job of not letting it happen, not really letting Bowser breathe.
Yeah, Yeah, shout out to this player. Again, you had a lot of pressure on you. Scrub is doing a really good job of just keeping the pressure on while keeping a level head. They're not going for anything too crazy, getting their guarantees in this matchup, but Bowser is able to return it in stride, and while Tripophobia may be down to 2 stocks, it's very possible he could still walk away with this game by factor of this heavyweight. Look at the damage buildup, Chris.
Yeah, on other characters, this is where I'd usually be saying, all right, this is dangerous territory, right? 90% is kill percent, but on Bowser, that's just really not true. Like, he can survive probably a smash attack from this percentage, depending on the position and, you know, if it's charged, whatever. Like, that's... Certain guarantees are no longer guarantees. You said it because of the heavyweight. This is a Bowser. He's one of, if not the heaviest character in the game, and he has an opportunity to seal this here. Wait, the Fire Breath can't quite get it. He gets the kill spark, but it's not enough. The forward tilt lands, and Sora finds their way back on stage. This is now kill percent for both of these characters. Any interaction could do it. The side B lands. He's up on the platform. 12 stocks taken. Tripophobia puts it away himself. And Smash Bros. Academy at Shenandoah University moves on in NACE Varsity Plus.
I love it, Chris. We saw the adaptations. We saw the moments where both sides were trying to figure out, okay, Sora had the momentum to start things off, was getting that initial game plan going. But then Tripophobia started to find his ins, and Sora was struggling to find opportunities to match. It started the snowball, Chris, bit by bit, more and more, and we saw that intimidation again. Sora and Bowser were holding shield in each other's faces. They both knew what was on the line.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And again, we talked about the pressure on both of those players. Trip had 3 players still left behind him.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The series, that set, was not on the line for him at all. But you can tell by how he played and the moment we just had in here, how much that meant to him. He did not want to lose that stock. You said it. I mean, 12 stocks is an impressive feat that not many players in the collegiate scene can brag that they've done. So, Tripophobia taking 12 stocks. Woo-wee. Man, that has to feel good. And they advance in their playoffs.
It makes me so happy. We've talked about it before. I'm a heavyweight guy. I enjoy my big characters in these sorts of video games. And so seeing the King of the Koopas lock in and say, hey, let's really bring this home. Let's show that I can walk away with this match and do more than just what I'm asked for. It makes me happy every single time.
It's so much fun. And it's definitely one of the things that I miss the most from our varsity team, who we will be watching here fairly soon, so stay tuned. But we don't have a heavyweight in that sense, right? We have Kazuya, who's like heavy, but not a heavyweight in the sense that Donkey Kong and Robin and Bowser are heavyweights. And that's such a presence that I just miss on this team, especially after having a Kincaid rule at one point. I don't know. Heavyweights just have a certain effect on us in the Smash Bros. Community, but we can talk about the effect that heavyweights have on other players from the man himself. We have Ben Kincaid standing by with the player of the day, the player we just watched make history. Tripophobia standing by. Ben, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. I am joined by the man of the hour right now, Tripophobia, or Trip. How do you feel right now?
When it happened initially, obviously there was a huge pop-off in the entire arena. The energy was electric the entire time. But honestly, now that the adrenaline's sort of cooling off and everyone's a little calmed down, I am shaking. I feel great, honestly, but my brain is a little fried still, so I'm trying to sort of contemplate and think what I'm supposed to say next. But yeah, I feel freaking great.
I mean, you should be, right? I mean, this was this your first playoffs series?
I think so.
Here at SU?
I know previously I've been on the varsity team, but due to time conflicts, I'm on the academy team this year. And with varsity, we have so many great players that I wasn't able to get any play time. But this semester, I'm kind of on par with everyone on the team, and so we're really able to communicate and actually pick our battles a lot better. And so being able to go into playoffs with this team specifically haven't been played us, but they have never seen me play before. And so we sort of wanted to save us until the second game and then surprise them with a Bowser pick, and that definitely paid off the entire time. But it's been really great to play in the first playoffs right here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like it paid off, right? You went the full 12 stocks, right? It looked amazing. Now, earlier in the semester, you were on the League of Legends team, and then you transferred back over to the Super Smash Bros. Teams. What was that transition like, and how did you go through with that?
Now, honestly, when I started League of Legends, it was very new to me. And so I was hitting brick wall after brick wall with just these people who have played so much more than I have. And so that lack of experience really did a big dig on my mental, but especially thanks to Gavin, the coach of the League of Legends team, working on that mental and being okay with not doing that well at the start, because if you lose that mental battle, you've already lost the game. And so coming into Smash Bros. With that new mindset from League of Legends, with it being such a strategic and very different game in every way, shape, and form than Smash, sort of coming in with that mindset really helped the mental, especially in the last game.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the matchup itself, what you just did, right? How did you manage to keep your momentum going through from the very beginning all the way to the very end?
So I think what happens is I like to think of Smash Bros. As a mental battle. It is always a battle of mental, because you can be the best player in the world, but if you're getting hit by stupid stuff, like if I'm throwing out random moves, you're going to naturally take a hit, and you're going to not want to be playing. You're not going to start playing as well, because you start being, what if they throw out this? What if they throw out that? And so I think with my play style being very erratic, and I also go for the stupid stuff all the time, it kind of keeps them on their toes. And so I noticed, especially in the Palutena game, I was getting extreme, like always in their head, knowing every move, and sort of keeping that sort of string going. I think it really benefited me the entire game.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the last 3 stocks, right, was that Sora. It looked rough to start. How did you keep your cool going into that Sora, going down, I believe, 2 stocks to 3, or 1 stock to 3 towards the end there? How did you keep your cool, and how did you pull that one off?
So definitely big thanks to AJ, really making sure he's sort of a sideline mental coach. He has his own he's had his own mental problems with Smash Bros, and he's been really helpful with the entire team. And so what he said was just, the Sora's going to throw out some moves. It's going to be hard to get in there to really engage, but if you keep your cool, don't get tilted, then you'll be fine. And after losing 2 stocks, I sort of had a good idea of what kind of gameplay he was doing, what kind of style he was going for. And so once I sort of figured that out, I was able to go in, make some good plays, and make the reverse 3 stock.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did it. 12 full stocks by our local Bowser player, right? Trip, great job. Congratulations on the first playoff win. Congratulations to the entire Academy Smash Bros. Team. I believe we're going to be sending it to a quick break before we jump into our last team of the day, is our Varsity Smash Bros. Team. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
a result, maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault, don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before.
We are back, and they are back. If any of you were able to tune in to our Tuesday night stream, you may have witnessed our Smash Bros. Varsity team here at Shenandoah University take on an incredible series and scrape by the skin of their teeth to advance in playoffs in NECC. And they're back tonight to do it again. Chris Clayton joined once again, and as always by my lovely brother Kevin. We are live from our Shenandoah Esports Arena here in Winchester, Virginia, to watch once more our Varsity Smash Bros. Team try to advance this time around in NACE Varsity Premier against the University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
Yeah, and the University of North Carolina, Greensboro is a team to behold. We are talking once again about top-level talent, not just in the collegiate scene, but in the Smash Bros. Scene as a whole. We've gotten word of players who are the top of their state in North Carolina and are running through the local scene. And so it's going to be on these players again to lock in and figure out what sort of chess game plan do you have getting into the more crew battle decisions of this match.
Yeah, this is going to be a really close game. I fully expect the type of action and energy that we had on Tuesday night to resurge here today, because this team behind us, our Smash Bros. Varsity team, went undefeated in their NACE group, but they are seated below UNCG. But and UNCG had 3 losses. They were 3-3, but that is because their 3 losses came to borderline professional teams. So these are 2 incredibly talented rosters full of some of the most talented Smash Bros. Players that we have ever seen, and we have one of those incredibly talented players standing by, ready to walk us through what they're thinking. Ben is here with Kip in the back room. Ben, take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. I am joined by Kip here. It's going to be a matchup for the ages, right? We have a very, very strong team in UNCG that we are going up against. How is the team feeling here tonight, Kip?
Ben, we're all feeling very good. We've put a lot of effort and a lot of work into just preparing for this team.
That's good to hear, right? A lot of work, a lot of effort is exactly what you want to hear from one of our premier players here. Now, you had a game on Tuesday, right? You played out. You won 18-9, 18-7, something around that mark on Tuesday. It was a stellar showing from you. How are you going to try to keep that momentum, and how are you feeling about tonight?
I'm just going to keep playing. I'm just going to keep playing my game, and it's their problem for them to deal with it.
It is their problem indeed. You are extremely, extremely good. Now, there is one player on this UNCG roster that is very dangerous, right? This hero player, right? What do we think about this player, and do we have any tricks up our sleeves? Don't share anything too drastic, of course, if they are watching on their end as well, but what do we feel like going into this hero?
Hero player is a very good player. I do believe they're one of the best players in North Carolina. Obviously, amazing player. It's gonna be a hard character to counterpick into, because that character has a lot of like luck-based mechanics and just a really weird character to deal with. You can almost never expect like anything for certain with that character. So we're just gonna see what we do. We might experiment a little bit. We'll see.
Well, experimentation is always fun, right? Especially in playoffs, because you catch people off guard. Who knows how the reaction is going to be? This is going to be one crazy ride. Kip, what can we expect from the team tonight?
Just a lot of good Smash. I can't say for certain who will win or who will lose, because it's a really good team. But yeah, we hope it'll be a good one.
A good one indeed. Thank you very much, Kip. That is our time here in the interview. We will toss it right back to Chris and Kevin on the analyst desk and the caster desk, rather. Take it away, guys.
How can you not feel great? I mean, listening to a player talk that confidently about being an underdog coming into today, right? We need to keep that in mind. This team is incredible. And really, the only comparison I can make is hopefully some of you were able to tune in to the stream we had on Tuesday night, because Igloo, the captain of this team, described that this hero player that you just heard Ben and Kip talk about is every bit as good as the Lucas that had us floored on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris, let's put this into perspective here for a second. Lucas is a character that you don't get to see very often, and Hero is in the same boat. The only difference in my mind, besides the fact that both are magic wielders and one of them has a sword, if you say that my best player is a hero player, a character who is known for having incredible luck-based mechanics, you gotta be worried. Because not only does that mean that this player has mastered the aspects of this character beyond those sorts of top-decking or like menuing shenanigans, it means that they probably have had a good enough track record when in those situations where their back is against the wall and they do need to just throw some magic out and see what happens, that they tend to do well enough to keep playing the character.
Yeah, and the strategy that we saw on Thursday against New Jersey City was trying to build an advantage before the nightmare came out, right? And that was what ended up working most consistently, right? In set number 3, we saw that Lucas kind of choke away in a high-intensity matchup early in the set, but the blueprint, the formula to success that Shenandoah was able to find was building advantages elsewhere. And I think the big difference tonight is that we can expect a lot more star power coming from players beyond this hero. I've been given a small roster, I say small roster, it's a pretty deep roster of characters that we might be seeing tonight. We know the hero, but just to list these off, we could see a Terry, a Sonic, a Yoshi are the 3 characters that I think we're expecting, but we also know that there's a Min Min, a Snake, and a Mewtwo in there. So any one of those characters can really take over if they're in the right hands, and that's, I think, what we need to be careful of tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, I talk so much about our players covering so many different aspects of any given matchup, but when you have a roster that big, they're also covering a lot of bases that you wouldn't otherwise have answers for. So it's going to be on Shenandoah. While you do have a smaller roster comparatively, I do think that our players are going to be more ready for what they have to offer. We have, again, AJ, Igloo, Kip, and Willie on these superstar characters who are really good at whether it's close quarters combat or sitting away and trying to create that advantage through a little bit of a spacing game, as well as 2 subs who have had amazing performances. I mean, Shenandoah definitely has that level of flexibility, but it's going to be on these players, Shenandoah's main roster, to really try and bring forward that pressure against a Swiss Army knife of characters.
Yeah, and we look at these guys on our screen. We've gotten to know them so well, and a big storyline all year long has been Kip's unreal performances, and we have some of his stats just from Tuesday alone. He went 18-9. I mean, that's a 2.0 KD, which, depending on what game you may be most familiar with, may not sound impressive, but in a 3-set series against an incredibly strong team in New Jersey City, Kip absolutely earned that picture.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Kip is a very humble guy. He will show up. He's a team player. He works with all of these guys. As you can see, they're all gathering around him, ready to watch him play. But, I mean, we're talking about a man who took 18 stocks, Chris. What chiropractor do you need at that point? There's a lot of work that he put in.
Yeah, he had an incredible performance, and he took 18 stocks, but really 3 of those stocks were far and away more important than the others. And that series, in my opinion, came down to a 1v1 between Kip and Smash Bros, the Lucas player that we've been talking about for New Jersey City. Both 3 stocks, an even matchup. They were both their second players, respectively, but it was a true 1v1 in the game. And Kip came out on top with 2 stocks remaining. When the team needed it most, when he needed it most, he put on a show. And it was incredible to witness, because this team has faced so much adversity all year long and shown beyond just Tuesday, what they're capable of with the lead, what they're capable of when they're behind, and what they're capable of when literally all of the pressure of their season potentially ending is put on one player's shoulders. He came out 2 stocks ahead. It was incredible to watch, and I have no reason to believe that Shenandoah coming in as underdogs today cannot do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Chris, we're talking about players who always have performed under this level of pressure and have been in this sort of situation enough times, both in the collegiate scene and out of it, to bring a performance and show what they've got. They will never go down without a fight. They make sure each and every time that they are giving it their all. And I think that makes a big difference from what we see from some other teams. Some teams get flustered. They get worried in those sorts of situations. These players know how to lock in. So as we lock in here and get on to this match, we see Mr. Bogard himself entering the stage with Kip as the starter.
Yeah, Shenandoah University Varsity Smash underway for the second time this week, their second playoff series, and the Terry will be the player number 1 for UNCG. Super Sky 64 making their appearance here on our broadcast for the very first time, as both of these players look to settle in, teams get comfortable, learn what they can about every player, because we are underway in NACE Varsity Premier Playoffs.
All right, Chris, I need you to keep an eye on this Terry. So far, look how he's going for these power punts. You would think that that move is relatively unsafe with how brutal it is, but he takes a jump beforehand. It auto-cancels as he lands to the ground if he does a jump before the move comes out. So there will be multiple times where it seems like he should get punished, but instead it plays the other way around.
Yeah, and here's what you got to look out for now. This is a DLC character. This player paid extra money to have that word above their icon. That go meter over 100% is a serious thing to look out for, because that's 2 additional moves in that moveset. We've already seen one try to poke that shield and wasn't able to break it, and there it is again. That power geyser can be so intimidating.
Yeah, and as we see these dash attacks come out, trying to get this last couple of hits on Kip and going for that roll read, a very aggressive call out, and one that could pay off if we see it later on. I mean, it's going to be on Kip right now to sort of take it slow. As a power geyser comes out, both players trade, but no one loses a stock.
Yeah, that was cinematic. Both players finding heavy hits onto the other one as they fight for control over that hydrant. That was a big storyline just on Tuesday, was controlling the hydrant. The power dunk mid-air cannot quite finish the stock, as both of these players now well up over 100%, looking for any lead they can get. The back throw still will not quite find the kill, as now the hydrant, and without a jump, that might do it. He will not. Oh, excuse me. He does make it back to the stage. An incredible recovery there by the Terry, and we know what Pac-Man's recovery is capable of. So still, neither of these players going down just yet.
Yeah, both players do an amazing job of holding down these stocks. One good fire hydrant will be able to close it out and get the first stock of this crew battle, but keep your eye on the Terry. One good up special will return it in stride. It is 0-0, Chris, as 2 players who are so good at holding onto these stocks are going at it.
Yeah, and this is a big deal, seeing what both of these players and characters are capable of and how long they're able to stay alive. You said it. I mean, this is the name of the game. This is Collegiate Smash Bros. Crew battles. You are more than just yourself. This is a team game. You need to be able to hold on to those stocks as long as possible, and so far, both of these players are doing exactly that. I mean, Kip absolutely controlling the pace. A slow game turns into a very not slow one in the blink of an eye at the end, the moment that either player is able to find their entry.
Yeah, Terry, a kind of character that wants to be grounded, is finding himself in these awkward situations, trying to get around this fire hydrant, as one good bell off the platform into the ghost. Won't take the stock just yet, but does send Terry off stage. Kip re-grabbing the bell. Terry using both of his jumps, but able to get onto the platform and get that shield going, means that he will hold on for just a little bit longer as the game plan is online. One more key to the face, again, will not be enough this time around, because Terry has a little bit of weight going for him. Terry with the re-grab. Kip looking for that edge guard, will not be able to find it, as a Terry is thrown into the hydrant, and a strawberry as well.
Yeah, it looks like this Terry really has not gotten comfortable dealing with all of these different projectiles. So far, Kip, has kind of had his way with whatever projectile he wants, wherever he wants it. The bell placements have been so good. The power geyser lands, but can't kill him just yet, as now they both go off stage. The up The will finish the kill 174%, though. Again, the name of this has been very slow gameplay, protective, conscious, and conservative with their stocks.
Yeah, as we do see Terry sitting at the 200% mark, trying to just dance around this game plan, but also still has that go meter online, means that he could find stocks so incredibly quickly as Kip goes for a little bit of a setup there, trying to get Terry on the get up. This Terry doing an amazing job of mixing up his options off the stage and getting back a little bit of center stage control.
Yeah, great patience there from Kip to shield the Buster Wolf, but can't quite get anything off it. Still 200%. This Terry will not go down as they continue to fight over the Hydrant. It's another thing to keep an eye out the longer this series goes on. Who can get the last hit on that Hydrant? We saw it almost take stocks a couple times as both of these players still cling to their stocks for way too long, but the Hydrants are going to be a big deal as both of these players sort of rush to them as soon as they come out.
Yeah, I mean, look at this patient game plan here. The trampoline pushing Terry up and away, not letting him get any crazy game plan off, but a good burn knuckle means that he will be able to get a solid amount of damage as the Galaga combo starts and the percentages are starting to even out.
Yeah, Kip finds a great combo there off the ledge. That was a big deal to not only gain stage control, but find some reverse damage of his own. Both of these players still at such even percents. Man, this is insanely close. The go meter is online, so watch out for those power geysers as both of these players look to capitalize on any mistake they can find. The dash attack into the shield won't finish the job. The bell comes out, it is shielded. Z-drop, he gets grabbed. Not dead yet, though.
Yeah, as we do see Pac-Man able to grab the ledge, a couple of down tilts coming out from Terry, swapping to the jab as he's able to dance around it, but the extension off of the fire hydrant does mean that Kip does go down this time around.
Wow, that was such an interesting interaction. The hydrant comes out, the hitbox delayed for so long and so much bigger than it looked like. It will find the kill that high up on the screen as Kip did do a good job disengaging off the ledge to try to run away and buy time, and somehow gets caught by a wacky power dunk up high.
Yeah, we did see multiple times where both players were just very aware of whatever setups the opposing side was going for. We saw Terry dance around these sort of Pac-Man setups with the hydrant or these bell setups, and he was doing really good rolls on the ledge and stuff like that. And yet, on the other side of that, we saw Kip doing the neutral get up, Terry going for the down tilt setup, either catching him too long on the ledge or doing that neutral get up, but Kip timing it to get a shield up in time. Terry using a couple of down tilts until it gets a little stale to the point where it's not going to combo. Kip able to roll back, Terry trying to go for the jab, and it doesn't connect there. It's only in that neutral interaction there where the players go down. I love that because it speaks to the knowledge of both players, where they had opportunities to try and set up, take these stocks early, but they both were holding on to them for so long because they played patient, because they played aware, and it all just fell into place.
Yeah, and here's what you need to keep an eye on in these replays is the percentage of both players in all of these clips. Look at this, 107, 200%. The first two kills, well over 100%. Both of these players did such an incredible job working the other player up to a significantly high percentage and keeping it close the entire way. But here's the thing that stings the most. Now that Terry finished that stock at I think 120-something%, it's all gone. Yeah. This is a really scary position for Shenandoah and any school that finds themselves in this position in crew battles in general. This Terry now has an opportunity to really take advantage of the position he's in. This is an advantage state for UNCG for more reasons than just their up in stocks, but now Shenandoah forced to send in player number 2 and tasked with taking one stock in a relatively controlled situation and not letting it get more out of hand than it might already be.
We talk about guarantees in crew battles, Chris. You want characters who can guarantee percent, potentially guarantee a grab setup or any sort of situation, making it easier to take these stocks in these sorts of situations. And one of the most consistent players on Shenandoah's roster is AJ, who has had very solid performances all across the board, if you are in this deficit that we see Shenandoah in now, you want a player like that to be able to go in, take this stock, and then get out. Try and get that guaranteed value and get information for Shenandoah back on the other end as to who they may try to send in next. And I don't know what you counterpick for a Falco. You got plenty of good options, but it could eventually bite them later if we send in potentially Igloo or Willie afterwards, but we're not talking that far ahead. Chris, we got a match to talk about. As we start things off, AJ is sent in, and Terry goes down to his one stock.
Yeah, you got to be conscious of what is down the line, but you got to be focused on what is right in front of you. And Shenandoah right now needs to be focused on this one stock. This is a massive moment and something that we've seen, a situation, a position that we've seen Shenandoah thrive in so many times this semester alone. They find themselves up that one stock, and they're able to get value off of it. So if any team knows this situation well, it is Shenandoah. And now, flipped on their heads, need to come out of their own situation. But so far, AJ doing just that, racking up percentages early. The power dunk comes out to get back on stage. That jump is gone. They make it back to the ledge. And for now, AJ taking control, but the go meter is back.
Yeah, I want the audience back at home to acknowledge that we have crazy setups like this one. The shield break comes out, and a lot of rage on Terry means that this forward smash will take him out, as 120% sits on this Terry. But any good confirm may be able to close this out. We may not see Terry live to the crazy percentages that we saw him live last time around because he has those setups. But on the other side of that, Terry has setups of his own, catching the AJ landing and going for that power geyser will guarantee good percentages on AJ.
Yeah, that's that, what, 599 value, whatever that DLC, these are the moves. This is Terry as a character, the Go Bar, finding so much value so far as they find the Buster Wolf 2 to finish the job. Terry moves over 100% and cannot be touched afterwards, taking 3 stocks off AJ and putting Shenandoah now down 4 and on their third player to deal with this Terry.
Yeah, it's a scary beast. We talk a lot about the FGC characters and how they are just truly characters you need to behold. And, I mean, this is the example why. We could gush about Kazuya all we want. Terry has a lot of those similar tools where he is able to run away with stocks, but you need to be very clever, very witty with it. It's not going to fall into your lap. It needs to be off of call-outs on your opponent. A couple of air dodges or a couple of different setups could very drastically change how those stocks played out. But that Terry, as we saw in the Pac-Man matchup, has amazing game knowledge. So it's going to be on SU. You need someone with game knowledge. Who goes in against Mr. Bogard?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because this roster is deep as well. We talked about it too. This team has subs, answers that we haven't seen come out many times in the semester so far, but we know that they're there. We have 540 Splice. We have Far Rhombus if we need them. It's tough because we have 2 incredibly strong players that they would have to replace, right? That's the downside. But you need to be conscious that those players are there. They are on the roster so that they can play. And I don't know if Captain Falcon or Jigglypuff have a better shot of taking that one stock, but again, you also have to think down the line, right? You're asking more than just this one stock, and it's hard to say, but Shenandoah does have options.
And while we sit and wait for the option from Shenandoah to see who they are planning to send in next, I'm curious at this point, if we're trying to deal with this one stock, if we're trying to knock someone out, this Terry has shown their skill of holding on to stocks, but I feel like you need a character who can close out this stock either before or at that 100%. And I do think there's a spot for both Yoshi and Kazuya to do just that. So as we hop into game shortly, we do get to see that the Yoshi is going in and Igloo is ready, trying to close out this one last stock on this Terry Bogard and get things rolling.
Team captain, cold-blooded, Igloo, player number 3 for Shenandoah. This player has been in in so many tight situations and has performed so cleanly. They understand their assignment, and what was the theme of their Tuesday night match against New Jersey City? Know your job and do your job. This player knows more than anyone what their role and their identity in this team is, and right now, it is getting rid of this stock. So far, Igloo trying to control the stage. Terry spending a lot of time up high, gets grabbed, thrown off stage, and this is where Yoshi can thrive as they look for the forward air, can't quite land the spike, and both of these players make their way back onto stage.
Yeah, we do see Igloo getting a good amount of percentage, but here comes that go meter. We do see Terry opting immediately, asking Igloo if he's okay. Igloo saying, I ain't having none of that. And so Terry is back off stage once more, trying to get a little bit of control as Yoshi connects the back air. One good egg does not connect this time around, but a good hit from Terry means a little bit more guaranteed damage, but it's not going to do too much to Igloo besides set him in an awkward spot as the Pyro Geyser comes out, but it's not enough to KO.
Yeah, the spacing, the awareness has been so good so far, but Igloo gets caught on the ledge from the down tilt, spending a little too much time down there, and now loses his stock for it. He will find it, the up tilt into the up air, and finally take care of this Terry, but not before losing one stock. So 5 stocks to 9. Can Igloo start to claw back in what would be an extremely difficult comeback? This hurdle number 1 is now behind him.
Yeah, this is what you sort of expect going into these situations. It's a tall ask to send in a player and say, take one without losing one. It is extremely difficult. That's why these starts are so important. And so now we do see a bit of an even trade. This information that we see next, who does University of North Carolina Greensboro send in against Yoshi, could be vital information for the next round. This isn't a one and done crew battle, folks. We have another round after this, and it could be equalized up based off of that chess sort of strategy I talked about at the beginning. You need to be thinking not only of the now, but what will happen later.
Absolutely. We saw an interesting situation develop against New Jersey City earlier this week, and it was that in set number 1, Shenandoah did not see all 4 players from New Jersey City, and it was for different reasons than right now, but you're absolutely right. I mean, information plays a massive role in these crew battles, and right now, Shenandoah is down to 2 players. If you're UNCG, you have to be thinking, if we're able to take care of these 2 remaining players on Shenandoah without losing too much, that is immense value down the line. And if that takes putting in maybe your anchor player, maybe one of your unexpected heroes, well, no pun intended, but like one of your other players that has an opportunity to do something great, it raises an interesting question, and right now we have the answer to that question. UNCG opting to send in the Yoshi Ditto. This is a bit of a challenge for Igloo.
It is, Chris. We talk about ways to either bring back momentum or shut it down, and I can tell you one of the biggest mental taxes is who's going to come out on top of this Ditto match. It happens for everyone. So as we see both players opting to space each other out, I want to address Swift Baby's Yoshi plays a little bit differently than Igloo's. Igloo's Yoshi is a little bit more patient on his approaches, but this Yoshi is known for throwing a lot of forward airs, trying to get really close and get that damage rolling by playing that aggressive playstyle. A good space forward air can do wonders, but it's not easy to pull off.
Yeah, good spacing there by Igloo. Swift Baby had the read but couldn't quite find it, and that will lead to a lot of damage coming out the other direction. These players are very evenly matched so far, and now you need to be conscious of the stock advantage that Swift Baby has that has now grown to 2 as they find their first stock in this matchup. But Igloo getting 116% is very close to a kill of his own, finds the up smash, but it is well shielded as now Igloo looking to just put this pesky stock away, racking up just a little bit of damage. They do find the up air to try to bring this back. So far, though, I mean, this is very interesting to watch. Both of these players throwing out a lot of similar moves, but I wasn't sure if he had the jump, but he doesn't have it now, as he was forced to recover over the ledge, gets sent off, and Igloo cannot get that one done, as now Shenandoah forced to their last resort. in who we expect to be Willie.
Yes, so at this point, you have a tall ask in front of you, but I think more so you want to be looking for as much information as possible going into these games. There's 2 stocks left on this Yoshi, and if you go down, again, that's not the end of the series. Your goal going into this should be finding out what they want to send in for answers, because that will give you the information you need for the next round of the crew battle. What sort of potential mix-ups they could be throwing in, what order they might try to send characters in, and that may give Shenandoah an advantage. But at the same time, Chris, we've been in this situation before. Willie has done a lot of work and has been able to make crazy comebacks. You can't count him out yet, and if you're gonna try, you gotta get through a different sort of beast. The first time, Chris, I believe we are seeing Mr. Bogard on the desk for the side of Shenandoah here this semester means that we will have a different sort of approach as to what sort of game plan will happen going forward.
Yeah, you just can't help but think back. Shenandoah and Willie in particular already have one 8-stock comeback on Terry in a need-to-have-it situation, and it worked. Game Mason earlier this year, we talked about it ad nauseum all season long. This player is very strong, but tasked with, like you said, I mean, a monumental comeback. It's not something you can ever expect, but it's far from something you can ever rule out with Willie on your screen. So far, struggling to get much control over the stage as this Yoshi is playing so floaty, but now this is what you got to be careful of. This is Terry. These are the moves that you pay extra for. Finds the jab into the Buster Wolf. Won't land it the first time because the Yoshi double jump, but finds it the second time. Not enough to kill as now Yoshi cannot make it back. And now, okay, Willie, 1 stock down, or 1 stock taken out of the way.
Yeah, so now we do see 136% built as Yoshi has been going for a lot of grabs. And when you're playing against a fighting game character, they do rely on that shield a lot to get in close. So it has been good for Swift Baby to try and go for these grabs. But Willie surviving at 164%. Just about anything may be able to take him out. But the same could be said the other way around, Chris. Terry's knockback is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen it already this series. The Terry already came out for UNCG as Willie gets aggressive, going for the rising tackle up high, going for it all to try to knock this Yoshi out, but cannot quite land it and will pay the price, losing his first stock so far. But still, finding success elsewhere, right? You cannot count this player out. This is a Shoto. He's going to turn around if you move around him too much, and Yoshi so far has been that floaty, overwhelming presence that Terry just hasn't been able to get his hands on, but 106% is scary territory. He does not have the go bar, though.
Yeah, we do see a good call out on the Yoshi double jump. He does have it this time around as he's off stage. Yoshi going for a good back air, trying to force Terry to jump. A couple of good jabs into the rising tackle will close out that Yoshi, and Willie only loses 1 stock. And talk about what you need to have happen. It played out so incredibly similar, Chris. There's a lot of parallels you can draw on these sorts of situations. And if you're going to lose a stock, that's all you want to lose. You have 3 players in front of you, and you have 3 stocks in your pocket. One of those players you're going to need to really lock in, but most of the time, you will see that lock in at the end, where players have all the momentum in their favor and can really start bringing that pressure forward. So right now, it's playing exactly how Shenandoah is going to want it this time around. But keep in mind, there are still 2 characters left.
Yeah, you gotta, in this situation, you gotta be thinking of the amount of upside that Shenandoah, the amount of potential that Shenandoah has to benefit from this moment. Because the universe, statistics will tell you that Shenandoah is gonna lose this, right? Down to their last player, 2 stocks with 2 players left. Now, obviously, we would love for that to not be the case, and we know how possible it is that Willie can take these 2 players out. But even if he doesn't, if he's able to get through this next character, then you gotta think. Information has been the story of today. If you're able to get through this player and ultimately go down to player number 4, at least you saw 4 players and kept it close all the way through. You know that if Willie forces player number 4 to come out for UNCG, that is a sweaty palm moment for UNCG, even if they end up winning in the end, and it looks like the answer will be this hero that we've heard about coming into today.
It's very interesting because this character is so incredibly, we've heard so much about them. They are this legendary player that we've heard so much about as they get a great Hatchet Man to start things off. They are doing a good job of just kind of controlling the space. Look how much they just control the area. Willie at 132, and we're not even 30 seconds into this match, Chris.
Yeah, that was intimidating. That was insane stage control. You said it. The projectiles coming right when they needed the snooze to start the match was something to behold. But so far, Willie, not out of it yet. This player is a threat as long as he's got a stock to work with. So Willie's finally finding some momentum of his own, trying to just overwhelm this hero. And we see the power dunk come out, won't quite land on the floor. And Hero, once again, taking control so far. Got to keep an eye on that mana bar. But won't matter when you are splat on our camera as Twilly takes his first stock that he needs.
Here we go. We do see a couple of good hits, but keep in mind these neutral interactions, Chris. Terry is very good at finding his ways in, as a good hit will not be able to find that spike this time around, but that is the sort of setup you need. Look at him throwing out these down airs. He wants this hero to be aware that this is an option. Hero sitting at the ledge thinking that there isn't an answer, as 2 more down tilts will connect. Oh, Chris. Terry is at 86, only took about 10% that time around, stuffs out the Hatchet Man, and is getting great damage to boot.
Now, again, you need to be thinking down the line. This means so much just in the context of this series. Seeing Willie go toe-to-toe with this player that we had heard so much about coming into today, now up to 150% though off stage. Wow. Look at that forward air hitbox. That was insane. A wild 2-frame to finish Willie off, but wow, not before putting up one heck of a fight. Before going down. Information is information, and man, if you need someone to take stocks off that player, it's good to know what we just watched.
Oh, absolutely. We just saw that one of the players that we were the most concerned about is able to be dealt with by Shenandoah's anchor, who was in a stock deficit going into that match and still managed to really bring the pressure. So going into the second round, again, crew battle doesn't end on this one. We have a series, and going forward, it's going to be on Shenandoah. What sort of adaptations do you make? Do you change who you send in? Do you try to predict that University of North Carolina Greensboro is going to try and do the same thing? Or are they going to try and sit comfy and see if Shenandoah needs to make those swap-ups?
Yeah, it's so hard to say, but if there's one thing that we can confidently say, and we've said it a couple times already today, Shenandoah has been in these situations before. Oh, yeah? And when I say they've been in these situations before, I mean they've been in this situation before. Elimination, on the line, seasons could be lost, down 1-0 in a best-of-3 set, and what did they do just 48 hours ago? They clawed all the way back. Information matters in the length of a series, and this series could still go the distance, but Shenandoah finds himself down at 1-0. We are going to take a quick break, so regroup, take a breath, find a beverage, find something to keep yourself locked, because we are not going anywhere. But, well, okay, that was bad. We are going somewhere. We're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production from casting of our games that we play right here on campus, to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Well, I hope you have gotten whatever you need to cool off, because we certainly need it, the players certainly need it, because that was a very intense series. But we are back. Chris Clayton joined, as always, by my lovely brother Kevin. We are live from our Shenandoah Esports Arena here in Winchester, Virginia, witnessing our second Varsity Smash Bros. Playoff series of the week, as now tasked with clawing back from a 1-0 deficit once more, they look to bounce all the way back against UNCG.
Yeah, and while Shenandoah is no stranger to these sorts of situations, that doesn't take away from the ask. The safety net is gone, Chris. These players are performers. They put in work and put it all on the line to try and walk away with the win. Now it is showtime. You gotta be ready. You gotta be locked in, put in all the effort, and use whatever tricks you have up your sleeve to really try and even things out. You have to be ready. So for all of you at home, lock in, because we're going to see a lot of more almost aggressive play, if I had to bet, from these sorts of players.
Yeah, and on Tuesday, it took a catalyst. It took a change of plans after losing Game 1. And we expect to see that today because, well, I've got a spoiler for you. We know that we have a change-up coming. It will take a catalyst, and the catalyst name is Far Rhombus. We have Jigglypuff going in first for Shenandoah to see what is possible. Going up against, though, another mix-up from this UNCG squad as they put in Hero first, and a scary... Oh, man, a scary start for this hero. Well, and then caught up in an offstage interaction against Jigglypuff is never where you'd like to be, but now back on stage, both of these players look to regain and start up what is going to be a long series here tonight.
Yeah, look at how this hero baits in jump-ins. He sits in the menu under the platform, and then if that jump-in comes in, he immediately is ready with that forward air. Talking about those burst ranges where you're able to find your opportunities, get a little bit more damage going, as the Thunder is going to get a connect onto the Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff, being a light character, will be sent flying, but that doesn't mean that Jigglypuff is out of this just yet, as 93 is built up on this hero, and Hero is running a little low on mana.
Yeah, wow, this is a different story so far. I mean, this was the player that we were really told to look out for, and so far the two Shenandoah players that we've seen match up toe-to-toe with this hero player have looked pretty strong. I mean, so far, Far Rhombus is down a stock, but up to 124%, and finding success against this hero is really something that we should all be surprised about. But now, here's where you need to be scared. This hero finding damage from so far away, finding the projectiles, but wow, standing still, not backing it down, and finding the dash attack out of the shield will finish that stock, one stock down off of this extremely strong player.
Yeah, it was a very strong, aggressive call for UNCG to send out Chugs early on. It means that they're trying to keep that momentum going, try and shut this out, but a good dash attack from Jigglypuff means that the damage is built up, and now these Thunders are just racking up that damage for the side of Hero. Hero may be out of mana, but he still has got that double jump and is able to get that forward air. One stock off of this legendary player, but Shenandoah is down a player themselves.
Okay, now this is very interesting because, again, on Tuesday, this was the secret to success for Shenandoah. They put in a different player first, saved Kip to go in second, and it ended up working out both times it happened. The difference was, on Tuesday, we were also matched up against a hero, and the one person whose game plan was somewhat halted was Kip against the bounce. The reflect, right? That's bounce.
Yep.
The reflect shield that Hero has, it forces Kip to kind of freeze for like 15 seconds or however long that lasts.
Yeah.
So now that we know that the hero is out and down one stock, the game plan, according to last Tuesday, would be to put Kip in. But now that we know, do you still put Kip in?
I worry about sending Kip in because now what we have this time that we didn't have last time is counterpick information. We saw Kip and this Terry player go in first, and both players traded blow for blow. It would be on Kip. If he's comfortable, he can go in now, but he needs to be ready for that Terry response because the Terry walked out on top. If there's a habit that he picked up on, if there's a small interaction that he thought, oh, that was a little fluky, we might be able to get past it this time around, that could be what he needs. Or you do save him for a little bit longer. You try to bait out the Terry with someone else. I don't think you do it with Igloo. We saw the Yoshi counter pick where it's Yoshi versus Yoshi, and both Yoshis went back and forth throwing eggs all over the place. If you do that, that's okay, but you're probably getting that in response. The only one who we don't wholly know beyond who they would get a counter pick is Willie, because they sent in the hero against Willie. So Willie took the 2. Is this the time you send him in? Do we forsake the rule of keeping the anchor in that spot to try and equal things out, try to bring this momentum back, or not?
Yeah, and I don't mind telling you all, I don't think it's a spoiler if any UNCG players are watching, you actually already know this information. We have not decided who we're sending in. This team is really talking it over right now, and I think that's important. I think this is a massive moment for Shenandoah because this is, again, the player that we heard about coming into today, and already down 1 stock, you have so many angles that you can come at this with. The one thing I want to say, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm biased when I say this, but in my personal opinion, I would take Kip over the Terry in a raw 3v3 again, because I do think that Kip was picking up on little things, and I think he did a great job of setting the tempo in that game, just got caught off by 1 or 2 little interactions that I don't think he would fall for again. And again, I'll be the first to admit that I am a Shenandoah student. I know this guy. I'm going to take him in most situations. But I mean that sincerely, that I would take Kip in a 1v1 against the Terry. Should it happen. So does that mean you put him in now, though? I don't really know. You need some way to snuff out this player for UNCG. They're not super hot, but they did just take 3 stocks and only lose 1. What does it take? I just don't know.
Yeah. Not only that, we've seen how good this hero player is at stuffing out our air approaches. We've seen a lot of times where they're going for these very deliberate options. They're under the platform. They go for the menu, and we've seen Falco, Jigglypuff, all these characters, Yoshi, get caught in the air. Terry even getting jumped forward air. And so as we hop into game just a little bit, what do you do in that situation? You try to stay out of the air, Chris. Kazuya Mishima has entered the playing field.
Okay, so this is the response. The response is the anchor moving up 2 positions, saying, you know what? This is what it takes. This is our answer to you. We are going to put out our deadliest weapon now. Kazuya Mishima is on our screen and looking to try to take away these 2 stocks without much issue. And you're right, close quarters combat has been the story of the year with this character. I would take Kazuya Mishima in any matchup where the opponent needs to be in your face. So we'll see, man. Is Willie able to find that success? It doesn't quite find the kill yet, excuse me, as he does find a hit off the ledge, but only at 70% that won't find the kill. And now, wow,
Chris.
He does find the electric. The up smash won't land the platform, saving his life for now, as Chugs now looks to build an advantage of his own.
Yeah, look at how Willie is trying to take the high approach here, trying to get a little bit of an advantage by going above, even higher than where these forward airs can reach him. So now Kazuya sitting at 114, does have this kill button online. Willie going for the down B is able to jump out of the follow-up as he does make it back to stage, but the accelerate is online for this hero, and Kazuya isn't necessarily a fast character, so look at how this hero is going to try and dash around what he has going, but a very good follow-up, a very good dance around what hero has to offer means that he will go down this time around.
Okay, now here's the scary thing for this hero. You're down to your last stock. Willie still has 3. You need to probably take at least 1 stock off this Kazuya to give the rest of your team the best shot that they've got. And it looks like it won't be that projectile to find that stock. And we know what Kazuya is capable of from any percent. If you let Kazuya find any combo onto you, it could be death. There's a non-0% chance that any interaction is your death. And so far now, finally,
this hero will find their first stock off Willie and put him back down to 0%, and Hero can breathe once more.
Yeah, as he does get that buff, getting a good amount of damage, but now we do see one good electric into the setup. It won't come through this time around as the shield comes out. This Chugs player is doing a really good job of dancing around what Willie has to offer, trying to really keep his distance, and that's what you need to do against this character. You need to keep your distance because Kazuya just has so much damage going at any given point. Hero is out of mana at the moment. He will look for a landing. A good hit means that he will get about 10 mana back, another 10, meaning he could go for these spells once again.
Yeah, this is really scary if you're a Shenandoah fan, because now Willie is up to 140%. He's got that kill button, and at 60%, you have to think that's got a shot of killing, as he does find the spike at center stage, finds the parry, also at center stage, can't quite capitalize, goes for the up B. It won't connect just yet. The thwack comes out for Hero. He gets grabbed on the ledge. Can Willie capitalize? Not just yet. Down to 4 mana is this Hero. They do find a hit, so they've got a little more breathing room, but now both of these players at such high percentages, any misstep could mean death for either of these players. The forward air sends cross stage. It won't quite land, and the projectile will finish the job. So now Willie tasked with taking this one pesky stock, and he will get it. Now, problem behind them for Shenandoah. Willie, with 1 stock left, is capable of a lot of things, so we will see, but so far, the goal was to take the Hero out, and Willie did just that.
Yeah, 2 for 2 in this situation is, again, the expected outcome when you're in these sort of situations, and against a character who can create a lot of space just by nature of having very good aerials and a lot of magical abilities, means that we do see that momentum fall into that Hero player's hands. He did an amazing job of dancing around Kazuya and making sure that we weren't seeing any sort of crazy setups, but now you have the task ahead of you. Who do you send in? Do you try to match it with that Terry? What about Yoshi? 2 characters who need to get relatively close to this character. You don't want to get close to Kazuya Mishima. So what is the answer?
I don't know. I mean, okay, so you got to think, Willie, you can't expect to go in 3 stock anyone on this UNCG roster. This is a roster full of star power, okay? This is not some regular season group opponent that we saw Shenandoah go undefeated through. So any leverage you can give the rest of your team is going to be a big deal. And I personally feel great about Kazuya's odds to take a stock or 2 before going down against any of the characters we saw. It's Terry last set, the Yoshi came out last set, and we believe they have a Sonic, Min, Snake, or Mewtwo. I mean, go find anybody, whatever character you want. I would take Kazuya Mishima taking a stock before going down, and that's what Willie, I'm sure, is going to be looking for.
Yeah, I do want to acknowledge 2 of those characters, Chris, are the kind of characters that you need to be aware of. Min and Sonic tend to control the pace of a match, no matter who they're playing against. So as we hop into game, sure enough, the Min is on the screen, trying to once again keep a distance from this scary demon man. And so, will Willie have his opportunities to find his way in, or is this Min going to try and wall out the opponent?
Yeah, I really think that, excuse me, this is the pick that makes sense. What do you do against a character that needs to be in your face? You stay as far away as you can. Willie looking for all of it just then as he finds the grab, and this is where you need to be careful. Finding the down smash on the stage, getting another electric on the platform. The kill spark won't quite finish it. The laser's still not enough. This Min clinging it to life right now, but Willie is in a state.
Yeah, Willie definitely looking for his last hit, trying to close this out. Does dodge both of the arms, only taking 22%. And Chris, Kazuya Mishima is doing what he does best. 1 stock is taken out as we expected.
Yeah, Willie, man, looking great right now. That's the angle you need to be careful of. No jump left for this Min, and they can't recover. Willie is in a state right now. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. Stocks are even right now, and when Willie is on your screen with 1 of those stocks in hand, he can do magical things, Kevin.
Yeah, as we do see him able to dash around these arms, but is now starting to take the damage. expect from this sort of matchup. Min Min, again, controlling the space so well, trying to dance around what Kazuya has to offer, has to land at some point. The electric comes out, and this Min Min is doing a really good job now of jumping after these sort of setups. It's trying to make sure that if they are going to stay grounded, Kazuya can't find the follow-up, as Willie is aware of that. He's trying to look for one more opportunity to get that little bit of damage going, but a good Dragon Fist does mean that Min Min is going to walk away with that, with Willie performing extraordinarily well in a horrible matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that was the clear pick to try to deal with the Kazuya, and man, did Willie get his money's worth out of that one. I mean, okay, so if anyone is taking a sigh of relief right now, it needs to be UNCG, because that was terrifying to watch.
Oh, yeah.
You know what was capable, or what this player was capable of, especially after taking 2 stocks and only being at like 30%. Really, that whole stock that Willie just lost came in those last 20 to 30 seconds. So UNCG feeling the pressure, but able to put that fire out for now. But you got to think what's down the line. Shenandoah still has 2 very strong players in reserve. While, yes, they did just pull their anchor up to 2 to deal with the UNCG anchor coming up to 1, Shenandoah is not any worse for wear right now.
And at this point, I think this matchup comes down less to who is in these anchor positions. It now is going to fall much more on, are you getting your counter picks in the right spot? We could see a swap up of these anchors. We talk so much about how Kip's performance early on is a commanding force. You need to have answers for Pac-Man and Kazuya, which is a tall ask. Sending those 2, swapping them around as needed, is okay. Or, frankly, we have the adaptability of Igloo, someone who has 2 characters under their belt who could perform either way. It truly falls onto these players. You want to take this 1 stock off of the Min Min. Are you giving your information a little early? Yes, but this is, again, your chance to bridge it, your chance to try and swap sides, bring that momentum back in your favor. So 1 stock is all you need. Who can take that 1 stock and not eat these arms to the face? Is it the Pac-Man? Is it the Yoshi? Or is it the Samus?
We are right back to square one. The story of this team all season long has been moments like this, and I pointed out every single time it happens. 1 stock left on a player. Can you go out there and deal with it? Shenandoah has been on the winning end of these interactions all season long, and now was unable to capitalize last set, given 1 more shot to tie this series up right here, right now. The answer will be Igloo. Can he go in, take 1 stock off this Min Min, and look to the future as UNCG will be forced to try to adapt, and they will. Oh, the counter pick! Wow! The Nair sends the Min Min right off stage. They look to down air right back onto the stage, but caught off guard, launching themselves straight into the blast zone. This is a tie game.
Chris, there is no.
I mean, okay, we can't help but laugh right now. This whole place just erupted. I mean, okay, yeah, we get a replay. Not even a moment away from the taunt. The Nair lands. The Min Min sent just barely off stage, and the down air can't connect with the stage or the ledge.
Chris,
oh,
it was.
No.
I can walk you through the thought process.
Yeah,
Min
I get it.
Does an aerial, uses the arm, and then goes to the platform. Your expected outcome is that move is pretty safe, and that people don't have the option to hit you out of it. So you go for a down tilt after. You're preemptive on it. Thing is, we're talking Yoshi. Yoshi's Nair at a shield is fast, and it sends just far enough that Min Min was sent off stage, buffered the down air, and just flew into the blast zone. I get it. Believe me, it never feels good to be in those sorts of situations. If you're a UNCG fan, you can't help but groan. Looking forward to the next match. If you're a Shenandoah player, 3 words. We take those.
Absolutely. We absolutely take those. And, like, again, it's it's easy for us to sit here and laugh. It's easy for everybody in the arena to laugh at what just happened. But the truth is that it's not like that's a low-level mistake. Though things like that just happen, and it's tough. I'm sure it has happened to every player on this roster in a moment where they wanted it the least, but you have to shake that off, and I have no doubt UNCG will. As they send in the next man up, it will be the Terry that we saw wreak havoc in set number 1.
Yeah, but we saw a little bit of this matchup in the past as well. Igloo and Terry traded 1-for-1, so now we're seeing the equivalent of a tournament match here, where Igloo is at 3 stocks, Terry is at 3 stocks. Either side can walk away with a ton of value, but look how slow they're playing this. This Terry player is willing to play a very patient game, very different than what a lot of other fighting game characters tend to do, as a couple good back airs into Terry using that jump, going for the immediate power dunk as he's hitting a lot of buttons and is trying to get a ton of damage going for the side of us, or for the side of UNC.
This is hilarious. For those of you at home, I have a notebook on my desk. I move it every time I get in a game because we have a screen underneath my notebook. I moved my notebook back onto the screen because I thought it was a button check when both of those players were standing still. That's how patient these players are willing to be in a moment like this. This is cold-blooded, and that's exactly what we've come to expect from Igloo. And in moments where he needs to perform, he is ice cold. Zero reaction whenever anything happens, but man, gets caught on the platform just a little too long, and there's that go meter finding its value once more.
Yeah, this Terry player does a really good job of, once they're sitting at that 100%, they find opportunities, or they make opportunities. Look at those power waves, trying to get just a little bit of damage going, and as Terry is trying to catch those jumps afterward, as he goes off stage, is he able to grab the ledge? He is. Igloo's trying to go for an egg setup, and gets the back air in return, gets the jump call out, but it won't be enough just yet, as he gets the air dodge read into the up smash, 36% on Igloo, and a fresh stock for Moxart.
Yeah, if there's one word we've said so far this matchup the most, my money would be on the word patience. And so far, we are seeing that patience pay off, as Igloo just found 95%, basically untouched, if not completely untouched. He does get caught on the shield there into the rising tackle, takes some damage back in return, but now Igloo is hot. Looking for the up air, can't quite connect it, but again, this is where you need to be careful. The go meter is on 124%, means that these moves are fully online. And
that's crazy.
Wow, the power geyser catches at the very top. That was insane.
Yeah, very good call out from this Terry player, able to connect it in just the right spot. Gets hit by the egg, has to go a little low, does make his way back onto the stage and gets a power geyser defeat.
Yeah, now just feeding for these power geysers is this Terry, looking for any damage he can to set up another one of these go meters kills, and 146% looking for the down smash, can't quite find it. Down tilt will send him off stage, and with one angle to recover, Yoshi goes for it all, trying to find the back air off stage, can't quite connect. Both of these players now back on stage, as Igloo just trying to find any way in without putting himself in too much danger, and sure enough, jumping right in, finding the back air right when he needs it to tie up the stock count once more. Finds the jab reset, can't capitalize, and now Terry has full range to do what he wants, but without that go meter, kills become just that much harder.
Yeah, and both players are doing a really good job of controlling the center of the stage. They're really trying to hold on to these stocks as long as possible, but caught on the double jump means that Igloo does go down, but not without a little bit of a prize in his hand. Terry Bogard is down 2 stocks. Moxart lost with just a little bit. Had the potential to get a forward tilt Buster Wolf at any given situation, and you could tell he wanted it. A lot of dashbacks, a lot of opportunities to create that space where Igloo would try and go for a forward air or a back air. He would whiff and then immediately go down. Igloo, playing that patient game, does find an opportunity to even things out just a little bit. And now, Chris, we know it will fall onto Kip, the Pac-Man. And a lot of factors that could have messed with this Pac-Man last time around are in very interesting situations. Terry is at 1 stock, who was holding on to stocks for an incredibly long time the last time he was in this matchup, but also Yoshi, which leads to a very interesting situation. Kip would have experience in that matchup. Does that mean that they play the same? No. We talked about it the last time we saw that Yoshi. They were doing an amazing job of playing really aggressive. Lots of forward airs, trying to approach with those options, and it paid off. But does Kip have these sorts of setups? Is he aware of these double jump situations? We will have to see, but in order to do that, he's going to want as many stocks as he can as we get into game. Terry Bogard, 1 stock left. Can Kip take it out?
Ladies and gentlemen, season on the line. 1 player remaining. These are the moments that you become these are the reasons you become a competitive player in any form of competition. The lights are on. You've got an audience behind you. Kip tasked with taking 4 stocks to keep the series, keep the season alive for Shenandoah. Can he do it? We shall see. Great SDI there from Kip to get out of that combo. Can't quite do it that time, but Terry finding his way in so far, getting 2 jab power dunks and making his way with that fire hydrant means that, man, both of these players just looking to find any avenues, string some combos, keep an eye on that shield damage, but without Power Geyser up, the shield is not in too much danger just yet.
Look at how Kip is playing this matchup so far. He is sitting much closer to this Terry to start things off rather than the other way around. Going for the down smash, trying to catch the up special. It won't work this time around as Terry goes for the rising tackle and the water pushes Kip away. Both players trade a hydrant for a bell and are sitting at incredibly high percents as we saw last time, but both players are known for living at incredibly high percents. It's going to be on them who is going to take this powerful hit first, as the dash attack is sour and won't take him out just yet.
Yeah, Pac-Man with that crazy recovery. The down tilts won't quite find the 2-frame, and now the bell is gone. So the forward smash will land. The go meter is on. Kip looking to take this stock without losing one, but the power dunk goes right through the bell. An unfortunate break there for Kip, as now he is tasked with still getting rid of this stock. We've said it a couple times. You can't be too upset about trading 1 for 1, but trading 1 for 1 means you do still need to find this kill, and with that go meter up and Terry finding combos like that, you have to be conscious of what this character is capable of.
Yeah, but here comes another setup. A fire hydrant into the key. Won't find a hit just yet, but it does send Terry into a spot where he can't get close to this Pac-Man just yet. Is trying to find a good combo starter, trying to get this Buster Wolf online, but it's not following through just yet, as that hydrant is on a single hit. Does send Terry flying, but it's not going to be enough, as Terry is sitting at 170.
Yeah,
there it is.
Cannot recover. He won't die to the side blast zone, but he can't make it back to stage. 2 stocks remaining for Kip, and tasked with going into the 1 final player for UNCG. It will likely be that Yoshi we saw, and they do have subs. They could go for a mix-up, but you have to think that with the player that's hot, the player that won the Ditto last time on the Yoshi, probably feeling pretty good about their Yoshi, would want to go in a situation like this.
That is the expected outcome from what we have seen so far. While we have scouted some of these other players, I don't know how I feel about some of these other matchups. A Mewtwo into a Pac-Man matchup just feels strange. It feels like there's a lot of big hitboxes against a character who takes up a lot of space. It doesn't spell well for you. And with Sonic, you're moving fast. If you have a good Sonic player, you're able to really control your spacing and all of that. But a lot of fast players, I have learned, are very good at running into stuff that is thrown out. It just sort of happens. And so you would need a lot of faith in that Sonic player to close this out. We will have to see if that matchup is the go-to, but in my mind, you send in this Yoshi because you have the tools needed to deal with Pac-Man and sort of get that game plan going, and you take stocks fast enough. Kip lives for incredibly long periods of time, so if you're going to send someone in, Yoshi can be the kind of character to really close out stocks as needed.
Yeah, and I had an opportunity to talk to Igloo, the team captain, before this matchup started, and the part of the game plan, this was not how they outlined the day going, because again, UNCG threw out a bit of a wrench in putting Hero in first. It caused Shenandoah to adapt naturally, but part of the game plan was building around the idea that Shenandoah felt like no one on UNCG's character list was a good matchup into Pac-Man. That was the game plan. It was to put Kip in first, have him ideally take as many stocks as he could, and potentially be a lot more than just 3, because ideally these characters wouldn't have the answer. So in a roundabout way, it's not how we expected to get here, but you have to think that, again, in a sort of upside-down, backwards way, this is where Shenandoah wanted to be. They wanted UNCG to be forced to put a player in against a Pac-Man that they would not feel good about. And now we see that situation has developed in front of us. Kip with only 2 stocks to work with and 1 player left in front of him. Swift Baby, an opportunity to put Shenandoah's season away now, ending this series, taking care of business, and walking away with a 2-0 win. Can they do it? Can Kip find the win to claw back and keep this alive? Only time will tell, but so far, an even matchup so far.
Yeah, this Yoshi player, again, playing a very aggressive play style, which is something that I love to see out of this character. You don't always get the chance to see Yoshis who are very good at just dancing around your game plan, and this Yoshi is doing just that, so you need to be ready for what potential setups they have in these sorts of situations. Kip going for the bell, does get the hit, but doesn't go for much more this time around, trying to get it on the second go-around as Yoshi sits in the shield and getting good value off of it.
Yeah, and you have to think this is going to be a really slow match. Look at how Kip is playing. He's aware of the stakes. He knows what it's going to take to beat this Yoshi, and it is setting his own tempo, playing around these hydrants, controlling as much space as possible. And so far, he's doing a great job of that. He's not afraid to sit around and wait for the Yoshi to come to him, wait for whatever projectile he wants in that wheel of options. And, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're seeing the game plan right now. The hydrant stopping Yoshi from really approaching as Kip can do whatever he wants, set up whatever play he needs to try to take these 3 stocks.
We do see a good back air connect. Yoshi going for these eggs off stage. Kip able to stall for a little bit, does get back onto the stage, and the egg set up online as a melon creates a good amount of space and does send Yoshi off so that Igloo, or my apologies, so that Kip may get a good follow-up going. Both players opting for the grab, trying to see which one will approach, and both of them still playing that patient game.
Yeah, we did just see an interaction that I think is important. It takes 3 eggs to break the hydrant, and that's something to be keeping an eye out for. We saw Kip have to deal with that Lucas on Tuesday, and it took 2 PK Fires to break that thing. That thing went by quick. Yoshi, it takes a while to throw out 1 egg, let alone 3, so I don't expect Yoshi to really be able to control these hydrants very much. But the back air lands on stage, and it's still not enough. Kip landing in the very tippy top of the blast zone. You saw it on your map. Could not have been closer. Finds his way back on stage, but not for long. The back air will connect, and now Kip with 1 stock left has a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, the big thing with this matchup, as a bell does connect, and the percentages are starting to even out, I do think a lot of this matchup has come down to the fact that Yoshi's shield plays so differently than what we have seen so many other times when playing or watching Kip. You see he has a lot of these shield setups, going for these pokes and awkward situations. Well, Yoshi's egg doesn't break. It just sits there and covers him for all of those setups. So now it's going to be on Kip to look at these other setups, try and get this Yoshi into uncomfortable situations and get this percentage building.
Yeah, I mean, this is so tense. This room is dead silent right now. They popped off when Kip found his 1 kill, but nobody is bothering this man as he goes to work. 80% up on the Pac-Man. He's got Yoshi over 100, so he should be able to take this stock soon, ideally, but the Yoshi will catch the bell. Now you got to be careful, and he will shield the bell for now, and looks for the smash attack. He will not get punished as bad as he could have. Still looking to put this 1 stock away. He's got another one behind it to try and deal with, trying to find the projectile he needs. The bell won't land, and once again, Yoshi catches it and could look to use it against him.
Yeah, this is the awkward thing of this matchup again. We do see Yoshi throwing the bell a little early, trying to go for the neutral special. The water pushing him towards Pac-Man while in shield. It won't do enough this time around, but that is a very dangerous setup that could come into play later, as a good Pac-Man nair does send Yoshi off stage. A key is online, and Yoshi knowing he needs to sit on the ledge for that interaction.
Yeah, and look at this. We are right back to page number 1 of the playbook. Set your hydrant down and relax. Make the Yoshi come to you. It doesn't matter what percent this Yoshi's at. I know how delicious it could feel to try to take the stock right now at 170%, but you need to be patient, and Kip knows that. The stun will land, and at a percentage like that, he's stunned for so long. The back air lands, though. Yoshi right off the platform, trying to not let Kip build any momentum. The Nair connects. Kip struggling to get back on stage will find the trampoline once more. Yoshi trying to find the ledge guard. The back air will land. Kip still just trying to get back on stage and get to his comfort zone. Look at him run away, get the hydrant down, and relax. We're back to step number 1. He's on stage, but he can't afford many more mistakes at this stage in the game.
Yeah, we do see just a couple of good setups. Kip taking his time, does get hit by the back air, but it won't be enough this time around. A very good DI as well, and is able to get past, but the Yoshi Nair does come out. Is it enough? It is. 1 stock remaining, and the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, walks away with the victory.
I mean, such a valiant effort from all of Shenandoah. I mean, that is so tough. Kip was right there, 1 stock away from taking this to set number 3, but can't quite do it. And UNCG takes care of business, gets the job done, and they will advance in NACE Varsity Premier playoffs.
And I mean, it was a nail-biter of a series. Both players understanding their game plan, playing that patient game, and realizing that if they continue that back-and-forth momentum, it plays out into the University of North UNCG's hands.
Yeah.
Where they just had that little bit of a lead, that 1 stock lead that time around. Both players were going back and forth, but it ended because that Yoshi did have that 1. So you can sit there all you want. You could say, what do we need to change this time around? Who did we need to send in at this situation to take that 1 more stock? What decisions need to be made? 1 is a small number, Chris, but there are a plethora of times where you can point and say, oh, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. So I'm sure the team will sit down. They will try to learn from this process and see what sort of changes they need to make going forward.
Yeah, that is the light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, Shenandoah's NACE season is over, but their competitive seasons for this semester are not at all. They are still in NECC competition, and this team is young.
Yeah.
They are not going anywhere. They have multiple semesters left of competition that we expect to see from these guys behind us. So another learning moment for Shenandoah, as they will take whatever they can from this series and try to apply it to Tuesday, where they will have to play William & Mary in NECC.
And another intimidating opponent, but this time around, I do think it can just fall into their laps. We've seen them in this situation, and they bring it so close. You're talking about a beast next week, someone who you need to be ready to lock in for, and a familiar foe at that. So if Shenandoah takes anything away from this, they know that they've got a lot of the mental side of things down. They know that they can really sit down and put themselves under this pressure and perform. It's the small things, Chris, every time. It's the little things that can make or break these sort of matchups. So I hope to see those small changes going into next week. I am looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. The little things are big things in this level of competition, and Shenandoah knows that all too well. Their NACE season, unfortunately, will conclude here, but like we've said, do not give up on these guys. Be sure to stay tuned as they continue their NECC playoff run on Tuesday. That will do it for us here at Shenandoah University. Thank you so much for watching all 3 of our competitions here with us today. We had a lot of fun, 2-1 on the day, as our teams look to make as much playoff success as they can. Drop us a follow on whatever platform you may be watching on right now, so you don't miss out on any of our action going forward. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might just change their life, and we will see you next time.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.